Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Tales on Tap, your home for all kinds of D&D hijinks every Tuesday night. And it's not just me here delivering those hijinks to you. We have a whole slew of other wonderful people here whose faces you can see on the screen now. These are my friends. We like to play D&D together every week, and we thank you for joining us. There is one more to come still. Dan is slightly delayed, but he will be joining us shortly. So someone else is going to take over his part of the announcement section, which is going to be happening right now. So first, we're going to go to Natalie. Natalie, what can you tell us about one of our sponsors?
I can tell you that Valkyrie RPG are lovely makers of lovely dice, terrain, apparel, jewellery, gorgeous stuff. But at the moment, they do have a set of 4 sets of dice that is all Halloween themed. So they've got pumpkins, they've got spiders, there's one with eyeballs in it, but they are short runs. They've only got 10 sets of each of them, so get in while you can. I've already ordered my pumpkin set. Thank you, Dan, for laughing at me. I don't know why he's laughing at me, but hey. So don't forget to put Tails 10 in at checkout to get 10% off. They will work on those as well. So all the details are in the description in the dungeon below.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Natalie. We do have another sponsor, though, who is we're always happy to have join us. Han, can you tell us about them?
Yes, of course. So we are... if you, like us, are fans of combat, then be sure to go ahead and head over to tomkartos.com. He is a purveyor of incredible battle maps and tokens for your real-life games and your virtual tabletop games. At the moment, he's also doing... one of his Kickstarter at the moment is a modern map gallery, so he's slowly releasing modern maps with like cars, fire stations, all that stuff. So if you have like a D&D campaign set in the modern world, he's got you covered there too. So be sure to go over and check out Tomcast and show some love to creators in this space.
Fantastic. Was that quotation mark of real life a reference to D&D being like a game you play with your imagination, or are you having some kind of crisis?
No, it's a reference to the fact that Dan
always just says that real life or not real. This is not real life.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Dan,
it's real for me, damn it. You can find out about a lot of our stuff that our sponsors do, but also a lot of the stuff that we do here on Tales on Tap on our social medias. Evan, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
So you can find us anywhere on social media, literally anywhere where you can post anything, we are there. And lately we've been doing a lot of these out of context posts, which is something I really enjoy doing. And you guys see me talk about social media every day. Go follow us, do all of those things. But I want to challenge you. So if you are currently watching this, or if you are watching this on YouTube later, in that case, hello, do me a favor. Go on to Instagram, and that includes my fellow players. Go on to Instagram.
Okay. We do
look at our latest post, because that's episode 8 out of context. So when the recap comes on in a little bit, check if you can see what matches the happenings.
Okay. So we've got what we got. Okay, so I think I've got that last one's really good. I think I've got a few there. So yeah, if you're here now, you've probably already seen last week. So I'll take the first one. That's obviously Waldron Barbazan, who has gone missing. That's what that missing poster is in reference to.
I am going to refrain from commenting upon it because you put a clown in the picture.
Oh, yeah, okay, some problems with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have known that. I might lean on that later on in the campaign. And of course, we've got what looks like Avernus there. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll leave the other two for the other people at home to guess and relate to themselves. But yeah, those posts are really great. make sure you're following us on social media for all that kind of thing, and also very soon a lot more clips coming from us, and maybe some clips from our live show. Speaking of, Daniel, would you be able to tell us about some things that we've got coming up?
Yeah, so we are, if you've seen our social media and you might be following things within the D&D sphere in the UK recently, you'll know that there is the Preston Gaming and Fantasy Convention happening this Saturday, and we are honoured to have been invited to do a live show. It's our first live show. We have 90% of the cast. Evan sadly can't get a visa. Border Patrol just keep kicking him out. So we have 90% of the cast with us, and we're going to be doing our first live show. It's this Saturday. It's in Preston at 53 degrees. If you can make it, come down. It's £6.50 for a ticket for adults, and it's free for most children. It's an amazing family day out. There's lots of things happening there. And a couple of other things that I want to announce that's happening as well. Not so much for the Tales on Tap sphere, but I will be representing Tales on Tap in a castle in just outside of Derby. I will be running a D&D game in a castle for charity in October. If you go to 7 Square, I believe, I can't remember what the thing is. I'll find it in a second. I'll put the link in the doobly-doo in a moment. But it is 7th City. 7th City are running this charity event in a castle in Derby, where you can come and play D&D in a castle. So I will be representing Tales on Tap there. And then, furthermore, I will also be representing Tales on Tap at a live show at Dragonmeet this year. One of our good friends, Jordan from Modified Role, reached out to me a little bit earlier this month and asked if I'd be interested. I kind of half answered and went, yeah, sure, that sounds like fun. And then I got an email off him like 2 days ago going, cool, you're booked. Accommodation is here. I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing that now. Cool. So I will be at Dragonmeet. I think Dan has said he might be coming as well. You might see some members of the cast and crew here at Tales on Tap at Dragonmeet with us. But yeah, lots of exciting things happening. Cannot wait for all 3 of those events.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dan. Lots of interesting things coming in the future for Tales on Tap, but in the immediate future, we have a game to get to. Before we do that, though, I'd just like to remind you all that if you are watching us here live on Twitch, or even if you're watching us on YouTube, you can just pop over and do it anyway. You can subscribe for around £5 a month to your favourite Twitch channels. We hope that's us. But if that's a little bit too much for your purse strings right now, don't worry, because if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can also link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account to get 1 free subscription. And if you are in chat right now, you'll share, I have just done that exact thing. I have Twitch Prime subbed as a demonstration for you all. So I hope there'll be a huge chain of them following now that I've expertly shown you how to do it. But yes, so if you can, please support us in what we do. But if you can't, don't worry. Just turn up, watch us play D&D, have a bit of fun, chat in the chat, chat in the comments, whatever. We're happy to have you here. And with that...
one more thing.
One more thing?
Yeah, only one more. On YouTube, we are less than 100 subscribers away from 3,000 subs.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So if you are watching on YouTube, share this, get it out to your friends, family. Even just create a load of random accounts, create loads of email addresses and just spam subscribers. Just get us to that 3,000 mark. Let's go.
Yeah, so please do check out our YouTube channel as well, because there is all of our old campaigns on there, all of our one-shots, some other fun videos as well from cons, and just describing how to play D&D and what we love about playing D&D, and some other systems as well. There's loads of stuff on there, all tabletop related and all us performed. So if you like that sort of thing, that's where you can find a hell of a lot of that stuff. Happy? Are we all good? Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ready.
Well, we're about to dive back into another episode of Aerilon, Sins of the Peacekeeper here on Tales on Tap. Please go get yourselves a drink, go get yourselves a snack, make yourselves comfortable, and let's dive into this week's episode of Tales on Tap. last time on Aerilon, Sins of the Peacekeeper. After a week of downtime, when you all attended to some personal matters, spent time improving or creating new equipment, getting in touch with some of your new abilities and new requisitions from the department, Artorius went to the home in which his partner, the pregnant, now pregnant with his child in East Arches, was dwelling, but it was in the process of being ransacked. The perpetrators, a gang of criminals within the city, known for riding combustion-powered unicycles and wielding sharp whips, whom Artorius and the team had gotten on the wrong side of by removing one of their vassal gangs, shall we say, in a previous case. After some aggressive interrogation, the one remaining whipsnapper revealed the gang leader to be known by the moniker Cavil and had some links to a location near the Grand Market known as Beaumont's Cabaret. And heading back to the Last Chance, with the rest of the squad in tow, Artorius reunited with his partner who had been removed from harm's way by the Regent before the whipsnappers could arrive. And after some, somewhat protective half-truths, she saw through this slightly worried and stressed demeanor to the truth, and Artorius shared that things are heating up with work, and that, thankfully, he was going to be moving her and him to begin a new life in Varvaden. The rest of you headed up with the Regent. Some of you headed to Bandolier to hand in these combustion motorcycles and also try and get him to fashion some of your new equipment. Lumiel, your pan pipes fashioned to a wrist guard to make them easily concealable and also useful in combat without having to free up your hands for your bow. And then you all headed back down to the briefing room as Marcus arrived, finally, having ran around the entire city looking for you guys, having been given different instructions every single time. What followed was a rambling, possibly somewhat whiskey-induced diatribe about the nature of the cosmos and the hostility of the worlds, both within and without known reality. Following that was a brief history lesson about an ancient primordial society of mortals in the Dawn Age, known as the Daema and the Umai. And from the Daema, a sect of extremists obsessed with bringing chaos to the world, who managed to find a way through to what is now referred to in the modern day as the Far Realm, but they were locked away. And Regent and his organization's investigations and manipulations and work has revealed that whatever is happening in the modern day seems to be linked to this ancient sect, the Keen. It was also revealed that Artemis, Gil, had encountered these beings before, and indeed encountered them with the Regent at his side. But he has no memory of this time. Following that, you guys were given a little bit more information about your next case. It seems that another beneficiary of, or rather contributor to this organization that you are now a part of, has gone missing, very uncharacteristically, from his mansion. Your job was to investigate what may have happened to him, where he may be, and why this sudden disappearance was necessary or thrust upon him. As you were receiving this briefing, though, Cran, one of the dogs, burst into the room and informed you that there were whipsnappers patrolling the streets outside, possibly looking for whoever had killed their friends. Arturius leapt up and headed down to the street seeking revenge and got atop his summoned stag, Ithrandil. Ithrandil?
Ithrandir.
That was not
I know.
conclusive.
Ithrandir.
Ithrandir.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, despite his ability to keep pace with these one-wheel whip snappers on their incredibly fast unicycles, the rest of you required other means of locomotion to keep up. Thankfully, with the help of the combustion engines you guys had provided him from these unicycles that you had acquired, he was able to complete a little project of his that he had brought up with him from Avernus, as well as a couple of other little doodads he's been tinkering with, which seemed to find homes with the rest of you. You all began a chase through the streets of East Arches. Jax and Marcus atop an infernal motorcycle. Lumiel, her flight powered by a rocket jetpack. And Gil meandering through the streets at great speed on a small magic carpet which seemed to be enhanced by his telekinetic abilities. The chase stretched through various alleyways and streets as you all separated, chasing down your prey. And you managed to catch them all, but decided you probably had enough information to go on and that thinning out their numbers was a reward in itself. Marcus also gained some information about these one-wheel whip snappers from Quill, the archivist of the organization. As you guys continued your way through the streets of Valvaris, the regent called to Arturius and asked him to return to the Last Chance Saloon, your headquarters. It was time you guys had a little bit of a chat, because whatever reason that Arturius has to be in this city, it is somehow linked to the prince he once lost. And the regent seems to know a little bit more about that than first anticipated. My camera will be back very shortly. So, before we go back to those guys, the rest of you are heading through the streets.
Yes.
Are you heading straight for the mansion, or are you taking a brief respite anywhere to wait for your friend, or what are you doing? Is there any business you guys wanted to attend to first?
I don't think there's anything that Jax would need to do. I think he'd just want to go straight there and would probably just on the tail, just kind of go, Arthur, do you want us to meet you there, or?
I'll catch up. You guys make a start. I'll catch up when I've finished with this.
Okay. Does anybody else need to do anything first?
Not really, no.
No?
Nope.
Alright.
Okay.
Let's go then.
So you guys, now at a slightly slower pace, but still, well, maybe not Lumiel, the rest of you using your methods of locomotion to make your way through the street. You are getting a fair amount of looks. However, the streets of Valvaris are often very crowded. There are carts moving all the time, pedestrians, horse-drawn carriages, and things like that. So while you're not sticking out like a sore thumb everywhere you go, causing crowds to gather at the side of the street, there are people double taking as you slip between the carriages on these busy roads. Back at the Regent's office, having this discussion, the Regent says to you, if you remember, I need you to remember. I need you to tell me exactly what happened that day. Arturius, you close your eyes, glancing once more at the image from your Imagifract to renew your memory. And you begin to tell the tale of that day. We go now to 2 years earlier. Arthur, your eyes begin to flutter as you stir in your bed. From the clanking of jewelry being placed, you open your eyes to see the sunlight streaming in through the bedroom of your quarters.
And as
Morning, darling.
Morning. Well, you look as radiant as the day.
Oh, stop it, you. I'm going down to town with Father today.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
We're
Okay.
going down to Dotherby's. They've just had a new shipment of fabrics in from Skyhaven. Daddy's going to buy me a new dress for the ball on the weekend.
Yeah, of course. Any idea of the color? Because again, I'll probably be in my royal arrangements. That
I will get something appropriate. You are still coming, aren't you?
I believe I have to. I've been told I have to. I mean, of course I'm coming. Yeah, of course I am.
You never were one for these silly dances, were you?
Still, I'm not. But I will. It means a lot to you. So I will be there, and I will even try to look like I'm enjoying myself.
Well, I know that face. I've seen it many times before, and it's not convincing.
Yeah, okay. And as you kind of like pan out from this scene a little bit, you see a very different image of Arthur. You see clean shaven, short crew cut hair with very tidy haircut, very short military style kind of crew cut. You see that there is a lot less like noticeable scarring in and around like the face that you've kind of become accustomed to, the scars on the cheeks and things. And he is somewhat stockier than you're used to. He kind of very muscle bound, and the person like very much giving off a persona of everything's okay in the world.
Yeah.
You know, all good.
Indeed. Your wife, Evangelina, finishes hooking her pearl earrings onto her ears. Well, I've also got a talk at the Public Service Institute this evening.
Oh.
Yes, I have no idea what they want me to talk about, but...
Well, that's okay. I believe... So, I think there's like a foreign dignitary or something coming this afternoon, so I'll probably be tied up with duties until late.
Very well. Well, do try to have a shower before you get into bed. If you do come home late.
Oh, I can't promise anything, but I will certainly try.
How's your leg?
You know, a little sore.
Honestly, every day that prince seems to give you more of a run for your money.
Well, yeah, he does. You haven't told anyone about the training sessions, have you?
No, of course not. It's not my business.
No. It's not proper.
Well, the king, I'm sure, would not mind his heir being brought to a more stout position.
Yeah. It's his own fault. I mean, he spends so much time in the barracks and with his knights at arm and knights of the realm who just pour war and stories of valor and heroism onto him. There's no wonder the kid just wants to grab a sword and race off on adventures. I mean, for me, I kind of like that. He needs to learn to lead from the front, not just bark orders from the back. So
He'll be a great king one day.
yeah, he will.
And she walks up to the side of your bed that you sort of sat up in now. And she puts a hand on your face. and it'll be because of you.
I only guide. His choices, I'm only there to tell him what an idiot he's been once he's made them.
And I'm here to do the very same for you. She grabs both your cheeks and kisses your forehead. There's breakfast on the table. The servants brought it up.
Eggs again?
Some bacon, eggs.
Okay.
I've eaten all the fruit.
Thank you. Good. Yep. Thank you.
I'll see you later.
All right. Have a good day. Love you.
Love you too. Have a shower before you get in bed.
Kind of like muttering on it. I always shower, but it's just never when I get in the bed. And I just kind of like meander over to where the breakfast table is and pick up a bit of bacon and kind of walk over, just kind of stretching a little bit and kind of walk over to one of the windows and look out onto the palace grounds below.
You look out onto the palace grounds, and would you like to describe the Lucian royal palace?
Yeah. So the sigil of the Lucian banner is a steed, a horse. Very elegant, but it's not a horse as we would know it. It's a water horse. So on the sigil, the kind of the neck of the horse just kind of swirls into waves. They're not a seafaring folk by any stretch, but the symbol of the water horse kind of symbolizes great power, which and a great unforgiving continuality which the waves bring, and obviously a steadfast horse. And with that kind of sigil, the architecture of the palace is very much of that essence. So a lot of blue marble, a lot of kind of where the marble arches kind of meet, there's the chiseled crashing of waves that have been chiseled into each kind of pretty much anywhere they can. It is a quite a large courtyard in the middle of this of the palace grounds, and large kind of buildings that surround this courtyard. The main building towards the back, some 100 to 150 feet tall, with two 400-foot pillars or towers towards the back corners. The palace grounds itself set on a hill with a huge kind of perimeter wall that is around 30 to 35 feet tall, with a kind of walkways across the top surrounding the whole palace grounds. The grounds themselves stretch to around half a mile in each direction. There is a woodland area within the palace grounds that has been kept kind of, the wall has been built around this wooded area to kind of preserve it. One of Arthur's favourite areas within the palace grounds, because he can quite often take Tristan there for practice because it isn't patrolled that often. But a lot of marble textures. You can see that it's a symbol of, like, a huge symbol of royalty and significance within the area. And it is centralized within the kingdom of Lucis. So the capital city, it isn't that the palace is sat upon a hill. There are other buildings on higher hills in other areas of the kingdom, and it is very much centralized, and it was built in that way to symbolize that the royal family are at the heart of the people within this city.
Indeed, indeed. And you do look out your window over that courtyard towards the forest at the far end, and beyond that, the great city, some skyships coming into the dock, and birds flying through the blue skies with fluffy white cumulonimbus clouds. It's a wonderful day. It's a summer's day.
Right. Well, let's get on it. Don't wash, don't shower, don't bathe. Straight into my Kingsguard uniform. some very loose kind of piecemeal armor where I've got a couple of shoulder plates on, a very like a half chest. Very much just, it's not ceremonial, but it isn't functional. It's just, it has the crest of Lucis on it and that kind of stuff. Don my sword, always carrying my sword. The shield, however, gets left. No point carrying that fucking thing around. I've got a long day of patrols and duties, so yeah,
Indeed.
light work. Pick up a bit more bacon, go towards the door, and just head out and head off to start my days.
As
job.
you pull the door open, standing at the door with sort of leaning slightly on a greatsword with a cup of coffee, you see your right-hand man, the knight Gregor McKay, a stout dwarven fellow with a bald head, a ruff of ginger hair around, and a ginger beard. He's sort of standing there with quite a serious look, one eye crooked, but that's a normal expression for him to have. Quite a serious individual, but also you've come to build a camaraderie with, as he still likes a drink, he likes a gamble, and despite his stern demeanor, is often someone who's fun to have around in a tavern of an evening, but takes his duty very, very seriously, as do you. He says, "Good morning, sir. By the way, this is Dan's character, who is yet to be here. I'm going to assume he's doing a Scottish accent. He's not by the time he's here.
We'll just tell him he has to do one.
We'll just tell him he has to.
Yeah.
And if not, if he doesn't get here, I'll just do it the whole time. Good morning, sir.
At attention when you address me.
Piss off. It's too early for that shit.
It is. Did you sleep well?
I always sleep well when I've got a flagon with me.
You don't look like you did. And I just kind of walk past and like pat him on the shoulder and go, right, to it then.
Well, there's a few updates on what's been going on around the castle today and this morning, sir. About the foreign dignitaries that have been coming.
You doubled the guard like I asked.
Aye, sir.
Twice the patrol routes.
Twice the patrols, twice the man on the roofs, and also extra security around the sky dock.
Yep. Fantastic.
As ordered.
Yep.
It seems that our visitor is none other than the King's Herald of Valvaris.
Is it
He's
now?
come to meet with King Calum.
Probably to drag him into one of their sordid affairs.
Can't imagine the king will be too disinclined to join that.
Well,
He's been gagging for a new war recently.
yeah, well, you remember the last one? Yeah, I do. Bloody and sordid tale.
I do. I remember it, because we won it.
Yeah, barely, by the skin of your teeth.
I don't need skin on my teeth.
Well, I'll tell you, if I wasn't fighting side by side you that day, probably wouldn't have been in the position you're in now. You owe me a lot, you know.
We all do, sir.
Right, the prince, where is he? Guards on his door last night?
Aye, sir. He's in the common room of the West Wing.
Did he get out last night? We had somebody
I don't
watching the
believe so.
window again?
We've had people watching him, aye. You don't
Okay.
need to keep the lad under a search lock and key. I know
You
you
say-
care about him.
You say that, but the last time I had a private meeting with the king, I got my ear chewed off for 45 minutes about the fact that his darling son climbed out of a window in the middle of the night, headed off into the city, and made a fool of himself. I do not want that on my head again.
Just remember, Arturius, he'll be your king one day.
Yeah.
I believe the one of the maesters, like Sarah, was in there with him. Some morning tutelage.
Yeah, I bet he'll love that. Smile kind of creeps across his face.
You begin heading through the palace. This majestic place, high ceilings, arched ceilings in every corridor, arches all the way, columns, majestic paintings of the lineage of Calum on every corridor.
You see that Artorius carries himself with broad shoulders, chest out, chin up, very much at all times, just in case somebody sees him slacking, and that is not going to happen while he's on duty. Very much just, and as something that Artorius does, that people find quite strange within, like, for a man of his position, every guard or every man-at-arms that he walks past, he bids good morning. Every single time. Nods, morning.
And there are a number, almost statuesque, Crown's guards of petty rank who bow their heads as you walk past in a very ceremonial manner, but you break that kind of ceremony with these fond greetings. But they do not reply to you.
Nope.
Because they do not have the freedom of protocol that you do. As you are walking through the corridors, you see, turning a corner and then heading towards you, a familiar face. That of one of your fellow Crown's Guard, in fact, one of your directly lower ranks, Doran Strathford, walking with another individual. Natalie, could you describe Doran Strathford for us, please?
You certainly can.
Oh, you guys are playing my back! Holy shit!
So you see human. He has a seasoned look of someone that spent many years on the front lines. He's about 6 foot tall, muscular. He has very sun-weathered sort of face with a few light scars. He's got short, trimmed, really neatly trimmed beard that you can see a very chiseled, square jaw underneath. And he's in full plate mail. Is he in plate mail? Yeah,
yes.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, sorry. He's in full plate mail, and he stands there, and you can see every now and again he sort of rolls his shoulder, like he might have had an injury there at some point.
Okay.
But yeah.
And your character's name, Doran?
Doran.
Thank you.
Indeed. And Doran, what are you up to?
So, yeah, coming down the corridor, and he's showing this gentleman. He goes, "Oh, and down here, this is where the staff quarters are, and further on." Oh, sir.
Officer?
Apologies. Are we in your way? The other individual says.
No. Pleasure to meet you, Sir Artorius Coriolanus Montague.
Forgive me, we've already met.
I don't recall.
Diplomatic convention in Skyhaven 2 years ago. Don't worry, in my line of work it helps to have a face that you forget. Sir Reynard. I'm here escorting the King's Herald of Valvaris.
You're really?
Me and your cohort here, Doran, were just doing a perimeter sweep, just to make sure that things are safe for the King's Herald before he comes off the ship.
I can assure you that your herald will be in no immediate danger. We have taken every precaution to ensure that this building and its surrounding areas are well and truly secured. We've doubled the patrols, doubled the number of guard, and you will have me on site. And this one.
Oh there, Gregor, Sir McKay. That is extremely reassuring. Thank you, Artorius. Artorius, right?
Correct, Sir Artorius, if you don't mind.
Sir Artorius. You don't remember me, do you? We had a real long stalemate at a game of Dragon's Chess.
That was you!
That was me. I know, I've grown a mustache since then, sorry.
Apologies, lots of names, lots of faces in my line of work here. It's kind of a revolving door.
Well, it's good to see you again, and it's great to hear that things are being locked down and treated appropriately. The King's Herald has come to meet with King Calum on fairly serious business, but I'm not privy to that, unfortunately.
No, it's good to see you. Once you're done with your tour, I'll have some time this afternoon. I may come and find you. But if you need anything, Doran here will be able to assist you. Doran, and I kind of walk up and just pull your tabard a bit and pull it straight, almost to like a jolt, like straighten yourself up.
See, there's like this look of like almost it's embarrassment. Like he's like embarrassed that he's embarrassed you almost. So there's like, oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
No worries. As you were.
Well, I believe we're nearly finished with our tour. So if you have need of your man, then I'll be returning to the skyship soon.
We'll have you escorted. Don't worry, Doran. Your duties this morning.
Yes, I was to show this gentleman around, and obviously give him the updated protocols. I think I am not too sure what I'm supposed to do after that.
Your usual duties are to just maintain guard of the main hall and generally support Arturius in his protection of the prince.
So yeah, after I show this gentleman around, then I am at your call, sir.
Very well. Finish your tour. Send him with a couple of the guard back with an escort to the skyport. It would be an honor to ensure that your safety back to the skyport.
It's an honor to be here. We are very much in the same business, I believe, so it's great to see how things are done. You ran a tight ship, firsthand.
Thank you. Dorian, once you're done with that, come and find me, please.
Straight away, sir.
You were saying the service quarters.
Yes, just down here to the right.
As they're walking away, you hear the conversation switch to, damn, he's a lot more of a tyrant than he was when I last met him. Takes things seriously, huh?
He has a lot of duties and responsibilities, sir.
I understand. Home turf. You begin to continue your wander towards the West Wing common room, where you've been told that Prince Tristan is currently being tutored.
Okay.
As you read, anything you want to do on your way there?
Yeah, I kind of turn to Gregor and go, I may have met him before, but one of the privates, try to get word to them, keep an eye on him.
Right? We've got no problems with the Valvaris, have we?
No, but you know me. I only trust three people. Me, myself, and I.
Well, he's a fellow ginger, so I trust him. Us lot have got to stick together.
To be fair, though, you trust anybody with a flagon in hand.
I trust anyone with two flagons in their hand, as long as one of them's for me.
That's true. Yeah, fair. Right.
All
well,
right, I'll get word.
let's go and find the lad.
You head towards the common room of the West Wing, and you come to the large arched double doors into this wing of the palace, which is where Prince Tristan Calum tends to spend a lot of his free time and tends to be confined within a lot of the time. You open the doors, and it's a very large room, a large purple carpet running up the entire... It's a long room running up the entire length of the room. There is a small seating area around a fireplace in one section. There is an area of like a dining area and a serving station for when the cooks bring the prince and any guests of the West Wing meals. A small billiard table and a small library in one corner, and in the corner next to the library, a large table with a blackboard next to the window where you see Prince Tristan leaning over a table having a conversation with Han. Can you describe your character for us, please?
Of course. So you see a relatively young-looking half-elven individual, probably around mid-30s-ish, curly brown hair tied up in a very neat side bun, glasses perched upon her nose. She has a kind of like deep brown, quite fitting dress, which then flares out, quite regal, and then these cobalt blue satin robes around, and she's like, "My prince, I understand that this is, not your planned lesson, but
Well, mine doesn't work this way. It's all well and good regents and incantations, but it's not the same for me.
No, I know, and it is difficult to get your head around it. It's why your father wanted some extra sessions put in."
You hear, Arturius, this distant conversation echoing through the halls. So some of the details are a little bit muted at certain points because they are not talking too loud, but the acoustics of the hall make this conversation audible. But more immediately closer to you, just inside the door, there were 2 guards at the double doors as you came in on the outside, and on the inside, there is 1 guard. Evan, would you please describe your character to us, please?
You see a 6'4" tall Goliath woman in full plate mail, like the rest of them, with long ashen hair on that sort of popped to just one side, a shaved skull on the other side, tribal tattoos over this very pale, almost silvery white skin, and a big braid as the hair comes down her shoulder. She has a great sword on her back, but it's a very lean and very thin great sword, and she has a very fierce look in her eyes, but with sort of gentleness behind them. And yeah,
and you do know, Arturius, these individuals. Han, your character's name?
Oh yeah, Lysara Greydale.
Greydale. And Evan?
Amira Ashbourne.
So you know Amira and Lysara to be a member of the Mage's Council. And you know Amira. Sorry, I was looking for it on my list. You know Amira to be one of the newest members of your Higher Crown's Guard force. So there are these sort of palace guards all around, but the Crown's Guard, of which you are the captain and the first hand of Prince Caleb, these are your subordinates. And this is one of the newer ones who you've heard great things about. Was hired from their success on a quest, a former adventurer, but have yet to see them prove themselves quite as much as you like from your cohorts. But comes with high recommendations from the king himself.
Well,
sir,
at ease.
She slightly relaxes.
That's if you know how to do that. And I just kind of like a little smirk kind of crept across his face. Like, ceremony's all well and good when the higher ups are around, but you okay?
Yes,
First few weeks, how have you found it?
Good, sir. It's been very good.
Good. Well,
yes, of course, sir. And she steps aside, stands immediately in attention.
A very slight crack of a smile creeps across Arthur's face as he kind of like walks away and kind of turns around to Gregor and kind of goes, "That'll never stop being fun, you know."
You're a mean bastard, Arturius. I'll go get that private.
Yeah. Cool. Tristan's other lesson will be shortly, so we'll be at the forest if you need us.
Hey,
Oh, what
I'll be
time is
along.
it? 6:51.
Oh, okay.
Hey!
Those of you at home, we had a little sweepstakes going for when when Natalie's internet would drop out. I think Dan has thoroughly won that one. So congratulations, Dan.
Thank you.
42, Dan.
Huh?
42.
52?
42 is fine.
52.
Han was
Oh,
42, and I said it's going to be closer to 7, so I'm going to go 51, 52.
Yeah. I said-
Oh, I was
Win.
53. Shit.
I was a little bit too hopeful, and she's back. There we go.
Right.
Dan won the sweepstakes there, Natalie. Anyway,
Everything's coming up Dan tonight.
as you've been having this conversation with Amira and
Mhm.
Gregor, the sort of echoey conversation reverberating through the hall has continued at the other end, and you turn to begin approaching Tristan and Lysara.
I know that you're quite fond of, the more. I see the way you look at,
This
the
just
others.
doesn't. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not getting a sense of this.
No, I
When it
know.
happened before, it was far more natural. It just kind of happened.
Well, then maybe we're overcomplicating it. Maybe, and she kind of takes a goblet of water from the table and just kind of gets just dabs her finger in it, so there's just a drop of water on her hand. Maybe instead of looking at all of the scripture, we instead need to focus on the physical, and you focus on the nature around you, and the water droplet extends and freezes into a knife made of ice and manifest.
Okay. So what? And you just feel it.
Just feel it. Just will it to happen. Let's give that a go.
Arturius, what are you doing during this? You've
Nothing
now
at all.
reached.
I am about 10, 15 feet, and I just kind of, I don't cross my arms as such, but I kind of stand quite stoic and watch this happen. As Lysara's eyes meet mine, I just kind of go.
He says. He dips a hand in the water. He begins to try and follow the movements that you showed, Lysara. It's just not. It's not working. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like it's from. He takes a deep breath and closes his eyes. And the bowl of water on the table, the small cup of water, begins to tremor. Arturius, make a dexterity saving throw.
I am not good at those. No, I am not good at those. It's a +1 for a huge 3.
Okay.
Oh wow!
In a moment, as you're sort of staring at this bowl and then back at Tristan, the bowl flies directly towards you, off the table, soaking you in water. Don't think you can sneak up on me, old man. Is that it? Did it?
Well, it wasn't quite what I showed you, but it was certainly some manifestation of your power.
Let's talk later. Don't worry, Arturius knows everything.
Lessons going well, are they, my prince?
Yes, and what is it that Father demands of me today, then?
Oh, well, you
Nothing
would...
fun, I expect. More geopolitical studies, another day of sword work. Glad to see you're no longer limping from our last sparring session.
Oh, no, I'm quick to recover from a bee sting.
He walks up to you. It takes you in a warrior's handshake and then hugs you by the shoulder. He's healthy for a lad of 14 or so. He's probably about 5 foot tall. He's got a very healthy, handsome face and a flick of hair that sort of shoots forward. And he's already dressed in his ceremonial or court garments for the day.
You plan on sparring in that?
Well, I didn't think today was going to be a sparring day. I was told that there was dignitaries here.
There will be later. Let me guess, father?
Look, if he wants me to learn how to run a kingdom, why doesn't he come teach me himself?
Because young prince, there are lessons that need to be taught before you get to that.
But all he seems to care about is legacy and my ascension. He leaves me in the hands of my minders.
I place my hand on his shoulder and go, "Oh, is that all we are to you, your minders?
No.
Broaden your mind, young prince. We're here to broaden yours. Now," and I kind of look over my shoulder towards Amara and go, "You want to torment somebody?" And I just kind of like look over and go, "Only been here a few weeks." I kind of like them, to be fair, but I'll be with you. I'll be with you in a minute. And I kind of place my hand on the crest of his back and kind of push him back towards the door and turn towards Lysara and go, "A moment?"
Yes, of course.
You see, as you turn around, you see that Tristan has not gone to fuck with Amira. He has stopped only 10 feet away at the sort of library and sofa section and has begun to just sort of flick through a old history tome.
How are the lessons? And Arthur's voice is like definitely down a few decibels.
He's getting in his head too much. He's focusing too much on... I don't know, maybe I've been over-intellectualizing it for him. That isn't meant to be a dig at the prince. Obviously, I just mean that some...
I get it. He's never been one for the books. I like the idea of the practical application, but when he manifests it, or I've seen him manifest it before, it's been quite in high tense or high stress environments. So I appreciate that he's your prince, but under pressure, it might yield different results.
I think at the moment, I'm mainly trying to get it so that he's able to tap into it when he's in a calmer state. So that hopefully, when he's in an elevated state of mind, he'll have more control over it because he knows what it's like in the base form. Yeah. That's the theory, anyway.
Well, you're doing a marvelous job. I'll be honest. It's been 3 or 4 weeks now.
Around that time.
And he's flinging bowls of water around.
Yes, I do apologise for that, sir.
It's not your fault. You're doing great work. Let's double the time for these lessons.
Okay.
Between you and I.
Of course.
I'll come to collect him a little bit later each day for the next few weeks. And then if you need anything from me in a more practical sense when we're sparring, that you want me to try and invoke a particular reaction, then...
Yes, I was going to say, it might be quite useful in your sparring sessions if we could potentially try and implement this as part of it.
I can do that.
After he's gotten a bit further along, but definitely something to look to do.
The foreign dignitaries this afternoon, I assume that your order knows about them?
They do. They're aware. I've been asked to be in attendance for when we all gather in the main hall.
Okay. Something doesn't quite sit right with me. Dignitaries from Valvaris only often come when they want something from our king. They want something of value, and the last time they came knocking, we didn't much get anything in return. So, be on your guard.
Of course.
Wonderful. Good to see you.
And you, Sir Arthur.
And I kind of walk right up to Tristan, and just knock the book out of his hand and go, "This way!"
Sit with me for a minute. Please, we don't always have to go running off to the forest every morning, do we?
Kind of like stop in my tracks, look around to Amira, and just go, and kind of point to the door.
You see that Amira at this point has been joined by Doran, who is also now at the end of the room.
Just kind of spin round and sit down in a chair opposite Tristan and go, "Are you okay?"
I'm good. That was harsh of me.
What was harsh?
You taught me more than he ever has, Arthur. I shouldn't just refer to you as mine, as your... You taught me how to be a good man beyond just swinging a sword around. I more than I owe him or his throne.
Look, your father is... He's a stout man. He means well, Tristan. He wouldn't have put you in my care otherwise.
He kind of slumps back onto the sofa and puts his feet up on the arm of the sofa.
Look, if you're going to lead and rule this kingdom one day, then you're going to have to be able to rule your own mind and your own actions first. You can't be flying off the handle just because you think something is unfair.
It's just... Recently, I've been feeling like I'm... I don't know, destined for more than just settling destined for more than just settling livestock disputes and shaking hands with dusty old emissaries, fighting wars no one wants over matters that only concern the most powerful, power-hungry bureaucrats.
Then that is the kingdom that you will run. But until you ascend the throne, you will do as you're told, as that is your duty. And what have I taught you about duty? It often comes knocking when we least want it to or expect it to, but it is duty that drives men like us. Without it, we'd be lost in the wind like a leaf in the autumn.
What if he's got my duty wrong?
Then that is for you to decide when you come of age and you're in a position to make those decisions for yourself. Until then, you are obligated to follow your father's will, okay?
Arthur.
Now, be that it is may, you don't think that's fair.
It's not that I don't think it's fair. Look, you tell me all the time that I'm a gifted swordsman. What if I'm even more gifted, or what if I'm even more of a natural with this newfound magical ability that I have? What if that's my path? What if... He stops mid-sentence, and you see that he's contemplating quite deeply. His eyes begin to shoot from two different directions on the floor. Arthur, can I tell you something?
Always.
When I say I feel like I'm destined for more, I'm not trying to diminish what my father and my lineage have achieved. This kingdom, I love it, but recently I've been having dreams.
Well, that's perfectly natural, a boy of your age.
No, Arthur, these aren't like those dreams. I don't know how, and I don't know for sure, but I feel like I can hear the gods.
And hear the gods. Listen to me, Tristan. When a god's voice whispers in your ear, it often comes with consequences. They might not be visible and well sighted immediately, but take it from someone who knows. The voice of gods echo throughout all corners of this realm, and the wider world, in fact. We are just implements, Tristan, and if they are speaking to you, then so be it. But, my boy, if your path leads you from this place, then so does mine. My duty is to you. Yes, I am honor bound to this realm and this kingdom, but more so to you. Like you say, I have spent more time with you for my sins than anyone else in this place, even my own wife. So...
Well, at least you still speak to her every day. I haven't heard from my dad in 6 fucking days. Sorry, 6 days.
That's twice now, Tristan. A third time you're getting a clobber, alright?
Tell Tell that to Gregor.
Oh, he will be told. Look, your father is a busy man, and I understand how difficult it must be having that rift. We've discussed this before, though, Tristan. Naught will come of sulking and mulling over it.
It's not sulking and mugging, it's more... I feel eager. I feel like there's something I need to do, something that's calling me.
Like what?
And I want to go to it.
Well, until you do, you have things...
Yes,
required of
I
you.
know. Come on then. What is it then? Geopolitical studies?
No, you're going to learn how to fell a tree.
Fell a tree?
Well, you said I moved like one yesterday, so you're going to try and fell it today.
He gets up from the sofa and he walks over to you. And he just gives you a hug.
Kind of bring him into a hug and kind of squeeze a little bit tight. And I just kind of whisper in his ear, not all paths need to be trodden, Tristan. But you're not yet at that age where you can choose your own. But when you are, we'll walk one together.
He pulls away from you and just holds his shoulders, or you sort of hold his shoulders and he sort of grabs your arms. Never was there ever a prince with a finer first hand. Sir Montague.
I immediately... And you will see that I, like, kind of go, smile, and then the smile drops, and I immediately reach down and go, just feel my coin purse and go, just checking.
No, there's no one in this palace who will teach me those tricks. I have to figure those one out myself, won't I?
Well, you're clearly not friends, as good of friends with Gregor as you might claim.
Is that a bad thing?
No. Right, come on, off with you. Let's go.
He gets up, and you both leave together. Flanking the door at either side are your two comrades.
I just pause and go, oh yeah, this will be fun. Amira, Doran, with me.
Sir?
You begin heading through the castle. Every now and then the prince stops to speak with a noble that beckons their attention, and he kind of gives the caring air, diplomatic answers to things, very non-committal, and bigs up his father a lot to them and promises that the father will continue to take care of the kingdom. You've seen this all the time. You've seen this many times before. It's something he's been trained how to do since he was about 10 years old. And this delays your sort of approach to the woods where you guys are heading. As you begin to sort of reach the main gates, heading down the large steps onto the grounds towards the woods, and obviously Doran and Amira in tow.
As we go through and get to the clearing, I'm going to kind of start to slow my pace a little bit so I can kind of shoulder to shoulder with both Amira and Doran and go, you can play, but you can't hurt the boy. You'll see what I mean in a minute.
Yes, sir.
Tristan steps out into the field, kind of kicking a small, like, sort of circle in some of the dirt, or kicking the grass away into a small circle, and then stands behind it. Oh, are we doing fists this time, are we?
No.
I think you might have me at a bit of a disadvantage there.
And I pull the small short sword that I carry on my waist and toss it to him. Well, and I take a step back.
Real blades?
Real blades. You couldn't control yourself in there. Let's see how well you do controlling yourself out here. You cut one of my men, I cut you. Understand?
He looks over at the two Crown's guards either side of you. How are you guys reacting to this as well?
There is confusion on Doran's face as he leans into Artorius is, Sir, do we think this is wise?
Well, no. But you'll be fine. The boy's still learning. I've seen you in battle before, Doran. You can handle yourself. No fatal blows, no cutting. This is a drill. Understand?
You see Tristan holding the handle and the blade down, flicks it around his hand, and then twirls the blade down his fingers a couple of times and throws it, catches it in his left hand. And then smiles.
Doran, show him how a proper Kingsguard handles themselves in the field. Remember, no fatal blows. This is just a training exercise.
Okay, sir. And you see him unbuckle his shield and kind of place it against a tree.
Uh-huh.
Takes his sword and takes his stance. He is still very nervous about this whole situation, but he does as he's instructed.
You see Tristan gets low and begins to sort of pace side to side a little bit. Very kind of roguish stance to his fighting, given that he's so small but very, very quick. And he sort of begins to just sort of step forward a little bit, then step back, and seems to be anticipating for you to make the first move.
Right, seeing that, Doran goes in for a very light, just kind of tester sort of strike.
Uh-huh.
Expecting him to hit it. He isn't giving him a challenge at all.
Okay.
So he lunges forward, but kind of just, yeah.
Okay. So give me a attack roll with advantage, but it's gonna be your attack roll, but the DC is 10.
Okay.
So it's a DC to make sure that you attack without hitting him, which does require some skill to make it look convincing, which is why the DC is there.
Got an 11.
Got an 11, so just about. You begin to sort of you charge forward and and really try and telegraph your attack, but you kind of stumble on a loose root, and the blade comes down. But Tristan steps out of the way, and then with the pommel of the short sword in his left hand, just donks you on the side of the head.
Good shot, sir. And kind of readjusts.
Really? You're going to let him do that to a Kingsguard? He's just a boy, Doran. And I will step back towards a mirror and go, circle him.
Nice.
You do see Doran's shoulders square a little bit. It's like, all right, okay, we're gonna play. Okay.
He throws the short sword to his other hand.
Are you sure, sir?
Yes, just don't try and kill the boy. We're just putting him under a little bit of pressure. When I give you the signal...
I rush him. I start rushing and I basically take out my blade, put it behind my hand, and just sweep.
Okay, cool. I assume you are also not trying to kill the prince.
No,
but I'm trying to teach him a lesson.
Okay, fine. Yeah, okay. Give me an attack roll.
As she does that, obviously she's attacking from the opposite direction. Can Doran go to try and sweep his legs out from underneath him with the flat of the blade?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me get attack rolls with advantage for each of you, please.
Okay, that's better.
As these attacks are coming in, Artorius draws his blade and just kind of folds it onto his arm and is just walking in a circle around them. And every time I see Tristan's footwork out of place, I'll just tap him on the leg, no.
Okay. Nice.
And just be walking around him.
Okay, what did you guys get?
A 19.
Okay.
I also got a 19.
Okay. 1 second. He is going to reduce your attack by 4. So you had a 19, which brings it down to a 15, which is still his armor class. So you both charge forward, and they just distracts him. He turns and he just manages to like put the blade up, the short sword up to kind of carry your blade over his head, but then a slice of his hair begins to descend into the air, and at the same time you kind of hit with the flat of the sword on the back of his feet, and he falls to his floor, his hair kind of drifting down onto his face, and then Artorias, you hit his leg. He kicks up off the floor back onto his feet. This is a little unfair, isn't it?
Well, even the odds then, young sir. And I swing the blade just over his head to make him duck, and then rest it on my shoulder and go, it won't be fair when you get into real combat, turning my back to him.
Okay.
Again!
He turns to give a strike against you. Is a 16 hit?
To me?
No, to sorry, I don't know why I'm saying you.
To you, one of 3 people.
Dorian. Does a 16 hit?
No, it doesn't.
You put down your shield, right?
Oh, I did, yes. So what's my new AC?
Minus 2.
16.
Minus 2
Then
from
yes,
what it was.
it hits. Yeah, meat pleats.
He turns around and he kind of slashes at the side of one of your leg guards, cutting the buckle of it, but causing one of your leg guards to fall off. You're going to have disadvantage on your next attack as you sort of stumble over the shin pad falling off. But then now it's your guys' turn to attack. So can I both get you with a standard attack? Sorry, stop saying you. Dorian with a standard attack and Amira with another attack with advantage, please, unless you guys are doing anything else.
Nope,
Yeah.
going for a straight attack. +3, and okay.
Okay. What did you get?
17 for me.
17 for you.
21 for me.
21 for you. Okay, he's going to reduce that to a 14. You. Fuck! I'm pointing at people and saying you because I can't remember your names. Dorian, you're reduced to a 14. He kind of in midair. He kind of almost barrel rolls in midair to go over your sword as it's swinging to his midriff. But at the same time, Amira, you are coming down with your greatsword, and just before you're about to make connection, you pull back the attack. But before you can pull back, there is a force that pushes your sword away and you onto the flat of your back. Artorias, you see this wave come away from the hand of Tristan as he falls to the floor. I'm sorry.
As he does, I turn, look at him and go, and swing.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to take 2 swings at him and go, you're in your head!
Okay, make 2 attacks, please. These are not with advantage because you're not flanking.
First one's an 18 plus 7. Second one is a 9 plus 7, so it's a 16 and a 20 odd.
Okay, so the 20 odd hits.
Yeah.
So they both hit actually.
Yeah.
Because he's run out.
I'm not trying to injure him, but it's with the flat of the blade, and I'm twanging him on the legs as he's on the ground going, sorry. I'm just going, get out of your head! There is no apologies in combat. Now on your feet! And I want to just see him kind of I'm trying to put him into a high stress environment to see how he reacts.
Okay, he scuttles back along the floor and then reaches back forward again and grabs the short sword and just begins to stand up, taking in all 3 of you as you are sort of in a semicircle around him. Fine. He closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and then as he opens his eyes again, his eyes are fixed on Artorias. And then to the 2 of you. Come on then.
Don gives a bit of a side eye to Artorias, like waiting for permission. Because he thinks this is enough by now. And you can see that on his face. He's like, should we stop?
I immediately kind of draw back into a stance, swing up, and then start to swing down and go, no!
As you start to swing down, you see these icy fractal shards appear around Tristan in this kind of shield, like kind of aura, as you hear footsteps. Apologies to intrude, everybody.
I immediately put this.
Tristan gets
Doran
up and
straight up, like moving
Tristan
forward.
sort of dusts himself off. What is it,
You,
Lysara?
Your father has requested your presence in the throne room. Something about rehearsal for the welcoming ceremony right later.
Rehearsal?
I know.
God, he's always spoiling my fun. That was just getting good.
I
Well,
looked at it.
you heard Lysara. We best be off. And I immediately turn to Doran and go, fix the leg guard now.
Immediately, he drops down to one knee and he starts, like, without thinking, just starts following orders.
Dorian, as he's sort of passing you, following Arturius, he puts a hand on your shoulder. Sorry about that.
No, of course. Well hit, sir. I mean, my prince.
Sure, Tristan's fine. Thank you for your help, Amira. Amira, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Great. You really know how to swing that thing. You had me scared for a moment.
Sorry, sir.
No, it's exciting. With all these guards around, especially ones like Arturius, it's nice to be scared every now and then.
Nope. I'm not rising to it. Not this time. Lysara.
I smile a little bit, but as soon as Artorius turns his head, it goes, and I look to the ground.
Lysara, he was close. What we discussed?
Yes, I caught a moment of it just before I managed to get closer.
Seems more reactory than it is
Yes.
self-preservation.
You were right
mechanism.
about it being in kind of moments of high stress. It seems to manifest further. It's definitely worth noting. Might be worth me potentially even attending some of your sparring sessions at some point, just in case, and I can study it happening in the moment.
Oh, you could even join in if you feel like it.
Oh, I'm not sure that would go well. Me, up front, personal, with a sword.
Oh no, but you can use your
Oh yes, but then it's,
magic
you know,
tricks.
you're not really comparing, apples with apples at that point. It's an apple with a dragon fruit.
What's a I don't want to know. But I don't like fruit. That was a really bad analogy for me.
Oh. Fruit's delicious.
But if you, I wasn't okay. The offer's there.
They grow them on Lumina. And he walks past and throws you the short sword, Arturius.
He hears
Yeah.
everything. Absolutely everything, that boy.
I walk up to the prince.
Mhm.
That they do, sir. And I continue walking forward.
He sort of quickens his pace. Is that where you're from?
I look towards Artorius.
I just kind of give. I don't even nod. I just stare. Like
I stop looking.
I
Yes,
just
sir.
as soon as he kind of like I see him looking sheepish, a smile cracks across my face, and I'm just like, all right, go on.
Yes.
I've heard it's.
Yes, my prince.
I've heard it's home of a great many powerful mages. I read it in several books, actually.
That it is.
I'd love to go someday. I'll assign you to my personal guard. You can visit home, if that's something you'd like to do.
I'd like that very much.
Come on then, keep up. You're not limping again, are you?
Oh, tomorrow's lesson is going to be tough. Doran, a moment.
Yes, sir.
You did well today.
It's not what I'm used to, but thank you, sir.
No, I know. And it's not something I would usually ask, but the boy needs lessons, and a few extra swords here and there won't go amiss from time to time. I may call on you again for one of these lessons, but It must be kept in strict confidence. His father would be
Oh,
quite
yes.
mad at me if he were to find out that we were using real blades.
I would agree, sir. I'm not used to swinging a blade, not meaning to hurt someone, so it would be a lesson for the both of us.
I think that the last time he said this exact thing was not to harm a hair on his head, but you've managed to do that, Doran. Good job. And I kind of pat him on the back and go to walk off just to make Doran a bit
Just
nervous.
like, it wasn't me.
So you all head back towards the palace proper. You head up through the main entryway where there are now gathering a fair number of diplomats and nobles preparing for the ceremony, the diplomatic ceremony that will be taking place that afternoon.
As the number of diplomats and nobles becomes more and more frequent, you see that probably Arthur would see that as Sarah's kind of walking along, like her hands are kind of moving and she's clearly concentrating on something, and then you see the chunk of hair that was knocked off is being minor illusioned back in place. Completely askew.
Nice. But you guys get through this cacophony. Again, there are people who are wanting to pay tribute to Prince Tristan as he passes. But you guys sort of maintain a steady pace as you're walking through the hall. Everyone knows not to approach beyond the Tristan's Crown's Guard, especially his first hand. You see that there are people who are getting... Artorius is not parting people. They are parting before seemingly him rather than the prince, as he struts authoritatively through the entry hall, through this crowd.
I walk up to...
Sorry, go on, Evan.
I walk up to Lysera, and with a very lowered voice, seeing the sort of parting crowd as Artorius walks out. It's almost like people are afraid of him.
I suppose you could say that. Some would have good reason to be. Sorry.
So you're talking about the Reaper?
Say that right now. He has a reputation and he does his job well.
Right.
That's all you need to know.
Okay.
You guys reach the corridor that leads to the Great Hall from the main entry hall. You begin walking down, and you see standing at the entrance room to the throne room is Sir Gregor, picking his teeth. He sees you coming. I was told that the prince was on the move to the throne room, sir. I've alerted a private to look into that.
Thank you.
The
king inside?
No, the king has not arrived yet. I believe he is still in a private meeting with the herald of Valvaris.
Very well. Anything that I need to know?
Well, crowds are gathering out the front, but I suppose you've been through that already.
Very well.
Everything seems normal.
Just keep an eye on the crowd, will you, Gregor?
No problem. A dress rehearsal, though?
Always good to be on your guard.
I suppose. I'm not wearing a dress, though.
What?
No matter how much you pay me.
What?
I'm trying to make a joke. Fucking hell.
Dress
Get a
rehearsal.
stick out your arse.
Maybe later.
He opens the door for you as you reach the throne room, and you'll enter. The throne room currently is empty, bar 2 guards who are up on the top area of the room, the sort of top walkway above the thrones themselves. There are 3, one for the king, one for the queen, and one for the prince.
As As I scan the room, see that it's empty, I kind of slow my pace so that Tristan can walk ahead.
Okay.
But then I walk pretty much at his shoulder, not behind, but where his shoulder is, but a half pace behind. Hand on the short sword, and again, just following his pace where he goes.
Let me get a perception check from you, please.
At 10.
With your functional eyes.
Oh, then it's I'll roll.
No. It's still, it's still the same.
So that's a 10.
Good to see you further. You glance around the room. Everything looks fairly normal. The windows are not shuttered, but the security bars have been put in place. You see that the usual retinue in the throne room is there. The 2 Crown's guards at the top looking over the place. You glance out the window, you see a small patrol of like maybe 5 or 6 Crown's guards walking along their usual patrol route towards the main building on the outside. Tristan sort of walks into the room. What's going on? We could have at least gotten another round in. No one's even here yet.
Look proper, my prince. Any moment now, your father will be here. You need to be seen to be acting accordingly.
Fine. I'm going to go sort myself out a little bit. And he walks over towards the throne room where there is a small sort of basin that the king often uses to wash his hands after he's shaken hands with his subjects. He walks over and he kind of washes his hands, sprays a bit on his face, corrects his hair a little bit. Corrects the slight fraying of one of his bangs. And you sort of sit there for a few minutes. So who was it again that was coming?
Herald from Valvaris.
Valvaris?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I've heard it's the biggest city in Aerilon.
One of them, yeah.
What must it be like? Do they have a palace like ours?
Not quite like ours, but it is a marvelous city, brimming from the fires of industry. They have a place there called the Crystal Plaza, much like our own, but the crystal there is almost twice as large as ours.
They have a sky shard?
They do, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that makes sense. I'd love to see it one day.
And you will, my prince. For it is your duty. You will see the world.
There is a slight sound of commotion outside the door of the throne room. You hear almost like a table being knocked over, and
I draw my sword. Oh well, I half draw my sword.
I've got my hand on the hilt of my sword too.
I point to Gregor and go, check that out.
Is this a drill?
Not that I know of. Tristan, to me.
Tristan sort of walks out into the center of the throne room towards the back, by his throne towards the back of the room, and you step towards the stage where he is. The rest of you, the other 2 Crown's guards, you take up a defensive position halfway up the room.
Yeah.
Lasara, you begin to sort of step to the side and ascend the stairs at the edge to go to the elevated platform above. Gregor.
As I pass Tristan, sir, I place a hand on his shoulder and I am casting protection from evil and good.
Nice. Is that concentration?
Yes, 10 minutes.
Fine. 10 minutes, nice. Gregor begins to step towards the door, unsheathing his greatsword and putting it in a pointed position. He reaches for the door handle. There are 2 doors, and as he does, the door on the opposite side of the room bursts open. Can you all head over to Albert for me, please.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So I'll give you guys a little minute now to just look at your tokens. And the tokens, Dan, I picked one for you because I wasn't sure how you were going to describe
Yeah, that's fine.
Young Artorias. But I've got another one if you want it that's a bit more like what you said.
That's all right.
Looks very Jon
There
Snow.
appears to be some commotion entering the throne room. That is where we're going to go for a short break.
Oh.
So, things 2 years prior in the kingdom of Lucis seem to be hotting up. What was a normal day for Artorias may be becoming one of the worst days of his life. But we'll see how that goes. Thank you for joining us. Go get yourselves a drink. Go get yourselves a snack. We'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes. Bye.
Soon.
Just like.
Welcome back, everyone, from the break. We hope you have managed to recharge your refreshments and snacks and are now back sitting comfortably in front of your computers or your TVs or your phones, whatever you're watching us on. We're about to return to our flashback episode of Artorias' past. We are back in the kingdom of Lucis, back in the throne room. As Sir Gregor rushes towards the door on the left-hand side, this door in front of him that he is running towards, getting that the wrong way around. This door that he is not running towards bursts open, and you all see 3 hooded characters sprint into the room.
Mm-hmm.
They see you as they enter. One of them goes here, the other one goes here, the other one stays back by the door. Can I have everyone roll initiative, please?
Okay.
Where's it gone?
I am also going to roll initiatives. I will point out as well, as I mentioned, there are... Wait, where'd they go? Should be. I put them there earlier. There are 2 other Grounds Guard at the top of this raised section here. This is the raised bit I was talking about above where the
Oh,
thrones
right, yeah.
are. Interesting.
And just a question about the map. These things here. Oh, why can't I ping it? These are pillars, yeah?
Yep.
These are pillars, yes. And I also should mention to all the viewers at home that this combat is brought to you by Tom Kartos, and this map too is brought to you by Tom Kartos. This is a demonstration of the wonderful products that he has to offer you to enhance your game. And here also oh no, they're dragons, they're not horses. Imagine this is water horses.
It could be.
It could be. Kind of looks semi like a wave of horses.
It's like I planned it, but I didn't, so that's nice.
I didn't have any idea what was going on.
Nope.
So I'm going to come to you each individually and ask for your initiatives. Lysara,
7.
7.
Yeah.
Artorias,
16 for me.
16 for Artorias. Gregor McKay, I'll roll that. 14 for Gregor McKay. Doran.
24.
Whoa!
Whoa.
That's not even a crit. Yeah. He's got the alert effect.
This is going to be fun. So I asked these guys to create these NPCs, and I asked them to add a feat to each stat block that I gave to them. So that's going to be fun to discover. And finally, Amira.
15.
15 for Amira. 9 there. 15 for Amira, and then I just need to do 2 more my side. Okay. So, as this group bursts into the room, Doran, you are up first. What would you like to do?
He's going to rush forward
Mhm.
to the hooded figure that's in front of him.
Yeah. You can see that there is a grid marked on this map. Might be quite difficult to see, but
Oh yeah, sorry, I couldn't see it.
you move
so-
things around, it kind of auto aligns them. So.
There you go. And he's going to just go for 2 attacks straight away. He's going to swing his sword and he's going to aim for his chest to try and slice for their chest, and then back towards their legs. So it's going to go 1, 2, trying to slice this guy to pieces. If you can.
And so you've picked up your shield from the forest before. You're back, sword and board, charging into battle as these hooded individuals enter the throne room.
Correct.
Give me your 2 attacks, please.
That's a 19 for the first attack.
19 on. Okay, yeah, that hits.
Should I roll damage or should I roll the second attack?
Do the attacks first. if you
Okay.
don't mind.
And that is a 21.
21, both hit. So let's get
Okay.
damage for the first attack.
That is max damage, so that is 11.
11
First
points
attack.
of damage on the first attack. Very nicely done.
And second one. Oh, not so good. 5.
5
second
points of
attack.
damage on the second attack. You rush forward and carve into this individual who appeared to be darting further into the room. You stop him in his tracks with these 2 sword slashes to his chest and then to his legs. He kind of leg buckles a little bit to one side and he regains his balance. Now focused on you, Arturius. You see this chaos begin to erupt in the throne room. This is the first time you've ever seen enemies, assassins, saboteurs, whatever these people may be, get this close to the heart of the kingdom of Lucis. What are you going to do?
Turn to Prince Lucis and go. I turn to Prince Tristan and go. Get behind your throne now.
You see Tristan's eyes are wide with panic and fear. Okay. What's going on?
Nothing. We have some intruders.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to begin to step forward 5 and 15, 20, 25, 30 to here.
Okay.
Looking at the individual at the back, do they all look like they're dressed in a similar way, or does this individual, as their token would suggest, look as though they are...
They are all, yeah, I mean, you don't need a passive perception to see this. That's that high. They are all not... They are dressed uniformly in a sense that they all look like they're trying to do something sneaky or stealthy, but all of their garments are different. There does not appear to be a uniform amongst them.
Okay, so...
But they all seem to be in some kind of covert mission clothes. But
Okay.
They're all uniquely dressed.
Okay, then I will channel divinity.
Okay.
I will Champion's Challenge, and all 3 of them need to make me a DC 14 Wisdom save.
Okay, so he got a 16, unfortunately. This guy got a 12.
Okay.
And this guy got a 10.
Okay.
So these 2 fail. I believe this one succeeds.
Okay, so that is a bonus action to Champion's Challenge.
Okay, I'm going to stick a little thing on them so that I don't forget that.
And then, as an action, at 2nd level, just checking the range is 30 feet. It is. I am going to cast Bless at 2nd level. 1 for Durin, 1 for Amira, 1 for myself, and 1 for Gregor.
Durian, Amira, yourself, and Gregor.
Yes.
All blessed.
Yep. And that is the end of my turn. Free action, I'm just going to call out and go. Oh, Mistakes have been made.
At that, this door to the left, which still remains closed, also bursts open. Coming through it is a guard who appears to be unconscious. And following through, immediately you see another individual dressed in fairly plain clothes. He immediately rushes forward and tries to grapple Sir Gregor for a natural 20. I'm going to roll on the athletic check. I'm going to roll Sir Gregor's as well.
Yeah.
Sir Gregor got a total 19.
He gets bless, so +3. Oh, and it's not his saving throws as well, bless?
Saving throws, yeah.
Okay,
So he gets a +4,
Saving throws,
yeah,
7
D4,
times.
yeah.
Okay, so this guy has a plus. So this guy got a nat 20, which is a critical success. So only a nat 20 would have beaten it anyway. But he does have a +4 to his strength, and that's a +3. So that gets Gregor to a 22. So this guy unfortunately still does beat him.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs Gregor and he moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there. He's just going to grab Gregor and just move him aside to there. And as a bonus action, he'll do something. You just see he runs in, grabs onto Gregor, yanks him away from the door. Amira, it's your turn.
So Amira's gonna do the same thing that she did towards Tristan, but this time she's gonna look back towards Tristan for a second, where he's at the throne.
He's heading behind the throne, but currently in the process of like looking around at what's going on.
And she's gonna wink at him.
Yeah.
And then run towards this guy, pull her sword out, and jump and try and vault over him as she slashes.
Nice. Give me I'll take an athletics check from you for that vault to see how effectively you can jump.
Sure
and
thing.
then if it's high enough, I might give you advantage on that attack.
Athletics is +5, so that is 22.
22, yeah, that's going to be enough. You step forward, and after barely taking 2 steps, despite the distance, you bang, launch up, and you begin to descend for this attack on this target who is currently grappled with Sir Gregor. Please make an attack with advantage.
Right.
And move yourself as well.
Thank Christ for that advantage.
It's all the weights on him.
The loudest dice I've yeah. All those magnets in there. You guys can all move your tokens, right?
Yeah.
I'll put myself a little bit on the side from the unconscious fellow as to just not block the tokens.
Land on him.
A concentrating marker on me if you have one.
Yes,
Just so I remember.
absolutely. Concentration.
Thank
I'm
you.
blessed as well. So that is a 17.
17 to hit. Does hit.
All right, cool.
Just.
Okay, so I rolled a 4 and a 1, but I'm gonna re-roll the 1 because I have Savage Attacker.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
So
There's
good.
that.
For a 6, so that's
Nice.
10 plus 3, so 13
Yes.
for the first attack.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Second attack.
Second
This
attack,
one's just straight. No advantage
Yeah.
on this one. The jump has been
that is a 2
a 2
plus stuff. So yeah,
does not go through, unfortunately. Okay, anything else on your turn?
let's see if there's anything else that I can do. No, I do not think so. No, that's me.
Okay. Next up is Prince Tristan. He is going to follow Arturius, his guardian's instructions. He runs round and steps behind his throne. Attempts to hide. Okay. And he is looking out at the battlefield at this point. Yeah, okay, that'll do. That's all he's going to do. Sir Gregor is going to attempt to attack this person that he is in a grapple with. Is it grapple is disadvantage, right?
Disadvantage, yeah.
Okay, so the first one was a 16. Second one's an 11. Sorry, I need to get this stat block up. I didn't think I would be the one using it. Who's got a greatsword? I think
I do. 2d6.
What's the plus to the attack though? I'm just getting it up now.
Plus 3.
Plus 3, so that's a 14. Does not.
Oh, sorry. Plus 5 to hit.
Plus 5 to hit, and he has bless.
Yeah.
Bless works on attacks, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Attacks and saving throws.
So that was a plus 5. So 11 plus 5, 16 plus 4 is a dirty 20. He hits on that first attack. Second attack with disadvantage. Oh, nat 20. And a 10 plus 4, 14 plus 5 is a 19. He hits with both attacks.
Nice.
And it's 2d6,
Nice.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, not great. So 2 and a 1 plus
3.
3. So 6 points of damage on the first attack. 4 plus 3 is 7 points of damage on the second attack to this orcish fella. So 6, 7. Okay. Gregor just shouts out, "You've messed with the wrong kingdom, you bastards!" As he's getting stabbed and as he's just hacking away at this person who's trying to grapple him away from the door. Next up is this person. They are going to take one step into the room, and you see their eyes, this kind of blue face looking with kind of a flat nose and arcane symbols all around them, these piercing red eyes. Oh no, sorry, not him. Another person emerges through these
Oh,
doors.
dear.
Yay!
They see their comrade being attacked. They are going to reach out to you, Amira.
Yeah.
As they run in the door, they say, "Hurry up! There's not much time!" And they just reach out to you and just grab hold of your shoulder armor. And they're going to cast Shocking Grasp at you.
Ouch.
19 to hit.
Yeah. Hits.
Oh.
You are wearing plate armor, right?
Yep.
Okay, I think that has an effect.
Yeah. It's with advantage.
Okay. Oh well, she hit anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Roll advantage.
I'll roll
I
advantage.
get
Why
a
not?
crit. Yeah.
I didn't get a crit.
Okay.
Okay.
You're lucky. So.
Oh, man.
On hit. Can you upcast Shocking Grasp? Oh, it's a
I
cantrip.
think so.
It's a cantrip.
You take 4 points of lightning damage,
Yep.
and they push past you and move round. They're going to push past you and try to begin running into the room. Gregor is going to get an attack of opportunity. However, you will not, because Shocking Grasp removes your reaction. That's going to be so plus 5, 12, so 17 to hit. Gregor does manage to get a hit on them. Oh no, it's disadvantage. Gregor does not manage to get a hit on them because he is being grappled by one of their allies. They push through and they continue to run. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. Running further into the room. Next, you see this person now step forwards. And they, as I described before, blue skin, runes, and piercing red eyes, a very serious look on their face. They say, "Get to the prince!" And they begin to cast a spell above their heads. I need Durin and Arturius to make me a charisma saving throw. Wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom.
18 for me.
Oh, I got a wisdom. Wisdom's not great. Yeah, so that's a 5.
Ooh.
But I do have something if that is a fail.
Did you include your bless in that as well?
Oh no, I didn't.
No, I didn't. That's a 21 for me.
Fuck, it's a 1. So I got a 6. But again, if I fail on that, I do have something.
Okay, you fail.
Obviously. So I'm going to use Indomitable Loyalty, where I can re-roll a saving throw if I fail. Must use the new roll. Got a 17 plus.
17.
Can I add bless to that as well? Twice in one row.
Yeah, because you're re-rolling, aren't you? So yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Plus 3. I got a 20.
Plus 3, you got a 20. So you both end up succeeding. So you, as this hypnotic pattern appears above you, Arturius is dead set on protecting his prince. He is not paying any attention to it, and he shrugs off the effect. Doran, however, begins to look upwards, but then remembers the sworn loyalty of his duty to the family, the royal family, Calum, and manages to refocus his attention. None of you affected. However, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That guy runs to there. Okay. Next up is this guy. He is going to take two.
It's pronounced Lazara.
This guy.
I flinched to move
I
as
know,
I get
yeah, I
ready for
spotted
mine.
No. He's going to try and attack you, Doran. That's going to be a 17 to hit. Misses. Okay.
Yes, it does. I've got my shield now.
Yeah, you got your shield back. He's going to take another attack. That one is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 6 points of piercing damage as he begins to dart towards you with a dagger and then just manages to cut you on the thigh. Okay, but those are his 2 attacks. He is then going to use his bonus action to disengage and begin running upwards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. Okay. These 2 Crowns guards begin running down the stairs. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This one does very much the same. To there. They both dash and stand upon the stage, trying to stop anyone getting to the prince, as they have been trained. Next, another person runs through this door.
Oh my god.
They stop immediately by you, Amira, and they're going to take 2 attacks.
Right.
First attack is a 10 to hit. Second attack is a 7 to hit.
Misses both.
Okay, she's also going to bonus action disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So she just manages to get around you. She disengaged so she wouldn't get hit by Gregor. But she does manage to sort of swing around you and between you and the orc. This very deft, short, female sort of ninja-looking individual. Lysara,
Oh god, yeah.
you're up.
I'm in a really awkward position on these stairs. Nothing's within range. Okay. I am going to... Yeah, I think...
Move.
Yeah. So Lisa is going to begin to walk down the stairs, and as she does, she unsheaths a dagger from a thigh holster beneath her dress and just spins it around. But as she does, ice crystals gather in the air and kind of fused to skin. I'm going to cast Mage Armor, to be
Nice.
honest, because I need to be somewhat protected.
Yeah, understandable.
So I will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Backslay. Yeah, I'm just gonna linger by the stage
Okay, cool.
for now.
Anything else in return? Any bonus actions?
The other bonus action I have is a spell, and I cannot cast 2 spells.
Aha, this is true.
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, this individual here, he will step up and race directly towards Arturius. And he is also going to try and shocking grasp you
Okay.
for a natural 1. You sort of, as you are holding out the sword to the ones who are running away, you just, you hear this running towards you, you just put your sword out to the side without even looking, and they kind of skid on their knees to avoid being impaled on it, and miss their grasp on trying to get to you, and then get themselves up to their feet. You see there is a look of fear in their eyes. Doran, you're up.
Okay, so Doran is going to shove his sword in the air and say, "For the kingdom!" And he's going to rally.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
As a bonus action.
Rally, cool.
Didn't know what to say. Does that stack with blessed?
Yes.
Thank you. And he's going to charge forward to this
Are
fella
you rallying
here.
yourself or one of your
Yes,
allies? Okay.
myself. And he is going to try and shield bash
Okay.
this.
Is that a bonus action?
Oh, for fuck's sake, it is. Right, sorry.
No worries.
I shouldn't have done that. Okay, no, okay, he is just going for 2 slashy slashes.
Slashy slash away.
That is plus 5, so that is a 23.
23 hits.
The second one is a 19.
19. 19 also hits. So give me a good damage on both, please. On
Okay,
the second one, shield.
so it doesn't hit.
So it doesn't hit.
Okay, damn it.
So first one hits.
Okay, so that is 8 plus 3, so that is 11
11
points of slashing damage.
to that guy.
Yes,
11. Nicely done.
yeah,
You've used your bonus action as well, right?
yes, I have.
Okay. Next up, Arturius.
Okay. Artorius, if you were to all look in his direction.
Oh, never mind. Don't worry.
No, go ahead. I've not done anything.
Can I add a D4 to that last damage roll because of rally?
Yes, I'll allow you to do that,
Sorry,
yeah.
I forgot to add that.
And it would have been your next attack as well, so that's fine, yeah.
Oh, it says the end of the turn. Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah. So that's extra 3 points of slashing damage.
An extra 3.
Jeez.
Nicely done. Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Back to you, Arturius.
Artorius, at this point, looks calm. Extremely composed. The guy skids on his knees towards me and reaches out with a grasp. The sword flings out to the side. I don't even look in this individual's direction. I begin walking back to the stage. Back to the throne.
Okay, they're going to take an attack of opportunity against you.
Okay.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
I don't have a shield either because I left it in my room. But I have an AC of 16 now, so
Okay.
that definitely
That
hits.
hits. Okay, that's going to be... Oh, you're lucky. 1 plus 3, so that's 4 points of slashing damage as they do pull out a knife and just try and cut your heel, but they just end up scraping along your ankle.
Stories. Stories are the things that echo through this realm, and as I'm saying this, I reach in to under my breastplate and pull out a small medallion of crossed swords with a shield.
Okay.
Stories must have reached wherever you're from. See, the mistakes that you think you made was trying to attack this kingdom. But in fact, it was coming face to face with me. I clench the medallion, and as I do, I mutter a very brief prayer to Thornak, who is the god of honor, protection, and war. And as I open my eyes, the white cloak of my king's robe from my shoulders begins to turn black. And the black creeps down the whole back of my cloak until it hits the ground. And when it does, puffs of black smoke begin to echo from it. You've come face to face, the Reaper. And I will be marching step by step up here until I come next to this individual. And as I do, I will run my hand along my blade, seemingly turning the blade blackened. And as it does, a black reddish hue forms in my eyes and begins to smoke. And I will start taking 2 slashes towards this individual.
Okay, go ahead.
Purely for flavor, Chris.
No, we love that. We love that.
The first one was only a 3, so that won't hit. The second attack, however, is a natural 20!
Oh, let's fucking go!
Get in.
Made up for that. That would have been a massive anticlimax.
I know.
And I missed both attacks.
Yeah, damn it. I will be divine smiting this.
I thought you might.
But of course.
Yeah, obviously. So that is 2d6, 2d8. So the d6 damage is 5, 4, 9, 18 plus 4, 22 points of slashing.
22 points of slashing.
Damn.
Plus.
8
and 7 is, math, 15.
Yeah.
Double to 30 for 30 points of radiant damage. That is 52 points of damage in one attack. Plus a chunky crit.
Roll me a chunky crit, please.
God damn.
It's a 6. It's a 16.
Goddamn.
It's
And
a
I made him D-level.
That's a 16.
Worth the flavour now.
Yeah.
Narrowly avoid the foe's counterstrike. Inflict normal damage. Make another attack roll. If the second attack hits, you inflict an additional 1d6 damage.
Okay. Second attack roll is a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
An additional
15
d6
is the armor class.
is an additional 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Well, I say it hits. It hits on the way down. Because as you step forward and you kind of feint with this one strike, you see he dodges out of the way. His eyes look back at you cockily, but where he thought you were, this dark essence has moved, and you come striking down at him. One swift chop removes the head. The second comes up and halves the body.
And as I do, I just swing the blade and... Well, who's next?
This guy, he shouts, "Rickus!" And he tries to shove Gregor away. So for him with advantage, that's a 22, and Gregor gets a natural 1. Gregor is shoved 10 feet that way, and he begins 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, running towards you, Artorius. Next up is Amira.
Right, so as he runs,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and... Because I have 2 attacks, right?
You get 2 attacks, yeah.
Yeah.
But your reaction was used.
Yeah.
Shocking grasp, but you didn't get an opportunity attack.
Could I use one of my attacks to push the assassin lady in front of me? Into front?
Shove is an action.
Full action, yeah.
Oh, is it a full action? It's not.
That's why he shoved Gregor and then just
Right.
did his movement.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna step around.
Okay, yeah. There's plenty of space there. This guy's unconscious on the floor, so you can quite easily maneuver your way around.
A point of clarity, could I possibly just harness Divine Power as my bonus action that I wasn't able to do on my turn, just to get my spell slot back?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry if I went past.
It's okay,
you.
no, is that alright? It's just to get my spell slot
absolutely.
back. Yeah,
absolutely.
sweet.
Yeah, you do that. You harness this divine energy of this divine power of war that is emanating from you.
Thank you. That's all I needed.
That Divine Power King.
Yeah. I just got blessed for free. You're welcome.
I'm just in town to do that.
Amira.
So seeing this guy rush off and looking towards where he's going, and seeing the Reaper in his stage, basically, Amira's gonna sort of retreat slightly for a second until she realizes that there's a fight. So she's gonna push past this assassin person.
Okay.
And sprint towards the guy.
Okay. That's a 2 on the 2+ stuff on the opportunity attack, so that misses.
Yeah. So just deflecting with my sword and coming down on towards his back, essentially.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, make your attacks.
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna do the the rally one as well.
You're gonna go rally, yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
who are you rallying yourself, or are you
I'm
rallying
rallying
anyone?
myself.
Okay, cool.
Selfish rallying's going on today.
I know. First attack.
First attack is I'm gonna use the D4 bonus from rally on the attack roll. So that is going to be an 18.
18 to hit does indeed hit on the half orc.
Amazing. And I'm gonna use Savage Attacker because I'll roll 2 once.
Okay.
I can do that once a turn, so might as well. 5 plus 3, so 8 points on the first one.
8 points of damage on the first slash, and again, you going again, or you get 2 attacks, right?
Yeah. Natural 20.
Let's fucking go, baby.
Nice.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Let's go.
Let's see. Come on. Now I would have needed Savage Attack if I fucked this. 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 is 6, doubled
12.
to 12, plus 3, so 15.
Roll a d20.
5.
5. Solid strike to the tool, so inflict another 1d6.
Nice.
You just come along behind and just slash right down the spine of this person as they're trying to run towards Arthur.
Another 4.
Another 4.
So good.
Okay.
That's me.
This person, as they're running towards Vicus, their friend, are cut down from behind. And as this happens, the last utterance he makes is just, "Get him out of here!" It is Tristan's turn. Lysara, you're probably the only one who sees this. But Tristan looks terrified, and you see he begins squinting as if something is jabbing him in the sides. Just what's happening? What's happening? There begins to be a strange wave in the air around him, almost fractal shards, like a broken mirror slightly obscuring the air around Tristan as you see him open his eyes, white, pupilless, his back bends back, his mouth agape as he begins to look towards the ceiling. Arturius, at this moment, from this slain individual in the room, from within his pack onto the floor, ding, 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 a small orb which boom, pulses once in the room. Gregor's turn. They're doing something to the prince! He rushes towards this person and begins to attack them. Natural 1 on the first hit. It's +5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
18 on the second hit. 2d6. 5 of the 2. Hang on, let me get the stat block, sorry. +5 shit, +3, so 2, 7 +3. 10 points of damage to this individual here with those 2 attacks. He is then also going to turn and run away towards... Where were they? Hang on, sorry. There we go. 10 points of damage. And then he's going to turn and begin running back into the room. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. He takes an opportunity attack and it misses. Next up is this person. They continue as they're running up the room. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She shouts out, "It's happening! Something's happening! We have to do it now!" And she is going to cast Hold Person on Arturius. What's the range on Hold Person?
30 feet. Oh, is it 60?
It is 60.
I think it's 60, yeah.
It is 60 feet. She's going to cast Hold Person on Dorin. Dorin, I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Hey.
You have used your Indomitable Loyalty, which is a once per short or long rest.
I can add Bless to the saving throw.
Yes.
You can add your Bless, yeah.
Right, no, I don't think I need it.
Oh wait, have you been hit yet, Arturius? Should I have been making?
I needed to make a concentration save for the 4 points of damage.
Yeah. So it's just a 10 or above.
What save is it?
Constitution.
Get 10. It's Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I don't have it. I rolled a 7 and I've got a +2 in con, so that's a 9.
Okay,
So
Bless
Bless
drops.
is gone. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I don't
No
get
worries.
that.
How do I
That's fine.
remove those?
I'll do
There we
it.
go. Yeah. Can you get rid of them?
I don't think I needed it. I got a 19 anyway.
19. Okay, you succeed in your resistance against Hold Person, but she reaches out a hand, and as she's saying, "We have to do it now," tries to grip you. You feel your body tense as this other one next to you begins to try and move away. And as he does, you do get an attack of opportunity.
Okay, stabby. That is +5. That's a 16.
16. Shield.
Balls.
Freaking hell.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, hello, darling.
He begins running past you, Lyria. Lysara.
I forgot my own name too, don't worry about it.
That dude dead. I'm going to just delete him because that's going to confuse me. He dead. These Crown's Guard, they begin to step forward to this guy and this one out here, and they begin to attack them. They get 1 attack each. On this guy, it was an 8. Oh, on this guy, it was a 7. They both missed their attacks,
Oh,
unfortunately.
great.
It's so helpful.
Pay for the Crown Guard, yeah.
But they have interposed. They have gotten in the way.
They are on latrine duty from tomorrow.
This one here is going to 5, 10, 15, 20. They're going to make an attack against Gregor. Fucking hell, this person can't hit at all. That was a 2. And they're going to turn and they're going to make an attack on... Oh, that's better. On Amira, sorry. That is going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. Oh wait, this person, I've just remembered what this person is. So that's going to be 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage.
Yep, 5 points of damage as you feel a fist hit you in the kidneys.
All right.
And make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Uh, 16.
16 is exactly what you needed. You feel this punch sort of just to the side of your kidneys between your spine, almost makes your back seize up briefly. And then you kind of click your back and shrug off the stunning strike.
Oh,
It never works. It never
By
works.
Sarah.
you did when Lysel did it. Yes.
Sarah,
Once.
you're up.
Yeah, well, one time. So hearing the prince cry out, Sarah's attention is immediately behind and is going to begin to get up on the stage. Ignoring this person is purely focused on making sure the prince is okay.
Yeah.
So it's gonna. I don't know how high is the throne area.
It's less than 5 feet up. It's a small,
Excellent news.
like maybe 3 foot
Okay,
higher than the rest
then
of
I
them.
will climb up that. So 5, 10, 15. And as I get more insight of the
I'm
prince.
going to add a concentration to the prince because he's under the effect of your protect good and evil. So that's just to link you guys.
So kind of getting within visual range, what am I seeing? Am I just seeing him?
You are seeing him on his knees, behind, slightly off to the side of the throne. His arms are sort of dangling behind him. His back is crooked and stretched. His eyes are looking up, and they are white.
Okay.
He does not appear to be coherent, but he does appear to be alive.
Okay, in which case she's going to kind of slide onto her knees to match him and is going to cast Sanctuary on him as well. That can stack with protection from good and evil.
Okay, it's not concentration.
It's not concentration, it's just for this turn. So for Sanctuary, water creature within range gets attack. It's 30 feet, but I'm going to touch him.
Yeah.
Any creature who targets the water creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom save. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack. So just trying to divert attention away from him.
Okay.
And as I kind of get onto the princess level, I'll say, Kristen, I don't know if you can hear me, but remember, you are more than this. You have control over this.
Make me a charisma check. Straight charisma.
That's just a straight roll then. All right then, come on. What? 19.
Let's go.
There is a brief moment where the prince's eyes flutter slightly, and then you see the irises and the pupils return for just a moment, and you hear him just go, the book, and he goes back into his white eyes.
Okay.
Next up, is that everything on your turn?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This guy is going to sprint forwards towards you, Artorius, once again, seeing as you've cleaved one of his friends. First attack is a 19 to hit.
Will hit.
Second attack is a 14 to hit.
Second attack will miss. First one will hit.
Okay, you see he kind of starts running towards you again, and he slides down onto his knees as if to attack your feet, but then springs up and kind of Biryani's slices you across the cheek as he passes, doing 5 points of damage. 5 points of slashing damage as he cuts to your cheek and then goes to kind of slash back at you, but you put your sword up to stop his arm. And then he is going to... How far was that? That was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Bonus action, disengage, and go to there. They can do that. They're not all rogues, by the way, but there's reasons they can do that. Just to set your minds at ease. Okay, back to the top of initiative order. Dorian, you watch this person start running towards the prince, which is what draws your attention. Back in that direction, you see all around the prince, where's the music gone? There it is. Around the prince, this strange fragmentation of reality. And you begin to see figures emerging.
Oh, we recognise those boys.
I imagine you do. I'm just going to move you slightly now.
One on the edge.
Sorry. They appear in the air, slightly above the prince, out of thin air, almost out of shattered reality. And they begin to reach down to the prince. What's the DC on that sanctuary, please?
14.
14. First one succeeds, 14 on the dice.
Are they... well, this is more of a DM question. Are they classed as aberrations? If they're classed as... Hang on. Aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead, then they have disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay.
Play hand clutch.
10 on the dice. What is it? Wisdom?
Oh god, hang on.
Yeah, it is wisdom.
Wisdom save DC 14.
+1. So that's an 11 on the first.
Okay.
Second with disadvantage. That's a 19 on the dice.
Okay.
And an 18 on the dice.
Damn it.
So this one begins to reach down towards Tristan, and you see there is a resistance, like a this arcane barrier that you have erected around the prince, and he's trying to push through. The other one reaches forward, gets repelled by this, and then turns its body to face you and decides to attack you instead. The other one, however, manages to push through and grabs Tristan's shoulder. The attack against you, 15 to hit.
Beats.
You take 13 points of necrotic damage. And with its other arm, of which it has a few, we'll try again. That's a 13 to hit.
Hey, thank God for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Dorian, you see this unfold as these entities appear in the air above and around Tristan. One of them being able to repel and then turning its anger back on Lysara. Lysara, can I have you make a concentration check for me, please?
Yes, of course. Sorry.
Right.
With advantage, because I have Warcaster.
Hey! Let them feats!
I just rolled 2 natural ones.
Oh no.
That has never happened to me before.
No.
Oh no.
Protection for evil and good's gone.
Protection from evil and good is gone.
Oh,
Fuck. Okay, can someone remove those because I don't know how to do it without deleting the whole token.
yeah.
I can't believe that.
Sorry, for the third time, Doran.
So Doran, seeing all this, he's going to shout out, "Get your prince!" as he runs forward to this fella.
Yeah.
And he is going to bitch slap him with his shield.
Whapa!
And he's going to try and shield bash him with his bonus action.
Nice.
So he has to make me a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Okay. And that is, which guy's that? Oh, that's that guy. He's not very strong. Is it athletics?
Strength saving throw, that's all it says. So it's
Oh,
just
strength
straight
saving throw. Or is that? Strength saving throw. It's plus 1, so 10.
So he is knocked prone.
Okay.
And he's going to leave him there. And instead of attacking him, he's going to charge right over him. For an extra 5, 10, 15 feet.
Okay. You begin charging up on to the throne stage towards Prince Tristan, who is now being grasped by one of these strange, spiky, black, metallic entities.
It's his turn.
Okay. Arturius.
I've just figured out what you're doing, Chris. You devious bastard.
Like one of us knows.
Oh, just the pennies just dropped.
Oh, I've also realised I'm an idiot.
Oh man, right.
I've got a shield, haven't I?
Now you know.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to race 5, 10. Hold on. Fucking hell. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I will leap onto the throne.
Okay. Yeah, you jump up onto the throne. You are within range with one of these creatures, which is now looming over Lysera.
Okay. I'm going to take 2 attacks at the one closest to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first attack is an 18 plus 7 for 25.
25 hits.
Okay, I'm gonna pump a divine smite into this one.
Okay.
So that is 5 and 2, 7 plus. Wait a second. 4, so that's 11 slashing.
11 slashing.
And 8 and 5 radiant, so 13 radiant.
11 plus 13 is 24. 24 points of damage. Very nice. You see this thing kind of, as you slash, there's this explosion of divine energy, and you see some of its form seems to, and then almost like ashes, but rising rather than falling, begin to seep off its body from this radiant damage. It goes, you see it begins to shudder and shake as it screams at you, its mouth, or what looks like could be a mouth, amongst these strange, almost biological metal plates around its face open and separate, and a blinding yellow light from within shines in your face.
Okay. And as I draw the sword back, I kind of whisper, Borak, you hear me? Give me the strength to save my boy! And I will take another swing.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just rolling damage, Chris. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, so that is a 26 here. That's a 19. That was a really good round.
Yeah, 26 hits, of course.
So I've Divine Smite on the first one, so that's 9 plus 4, that's 13 points of slashing. And I'm going to pump a different kind of smite into this, because I don't do this very often. This will be my first actual smite.
One of your bonus action ones, you have to do that before you hit.
Then I will Divine Smite. Fuck you, Chris. I'll Divine Smite this one as well. Why not?
You're lucky we're using legacy rules right now.
11 points of radiant.
Did you roll to hit? Yes, you did. You got 26, didn't you?
Yeah.
11. So 11 radiant, and how much slashing?
13 slashing. So another 24.
Oh yeah, of course. You already told me that. Yeah. Fine. Another 24. Jeez, boy, 48 points of damage. This thing again. You sort of hit it on one of the arms, and one of the arms falls off, and just kind of evaporates into ashes that rise and then disappear. And then you sort of slowly start to see another arm come out from its body.
And then looking down at Lysara, I'm going to... clarification. Divine Smite doesn't cast as casting a spell on my turn, does it? So I will... Does it change in the new rules?
Yeah, it does.
I'm not playing a paladin again.
No, I'm not playing Legacy again because I love paladins. I mean, I'm not playing anything other than Legacy. Sorry.
So I will look down towards Lysara and I will Shield of Faith on Lysara. So you got a +2 to your AC. I am concentrating, and she has a Shield of Faith.
Okay, I'll pop your concentration on.
Thank you, because you see that she's hurting a bit.
But now you have a higher AC than I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that on you as well, Lysara, just to show that you guys are connected by a concentration spell.
Yep.
Okay. Amira.
Seeing these creatures, Amira's gonna turn around towards the one that's fighting with Gregor, and basically pull her blade out from the person who she just impaled.
Yeah.
And swipe it backwards to sort of impale the other person.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
That's a 17 plus 5.
17 plus 5. That hits.
Nine, 12.
12 points of damage to
Yeah.
that one. That is this one. 12 points of damage. Okay, you sort of stick it in their shoulder as they're sort of trying to run around you, and they stumble slightly. You've got a second attack.
18.
18. To hit? Hits.
To hit, yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, one's good, one's a 1. Savage attacker.
Okay.
Double 6s. So
Deuces.
another...
Oh wait, that's 2, isn't it?
Yeah. 12 plus 3, so 15.
15 points of damage. As you sort of swing the sword round, impale them with the first strike, you bring the sword round in a horizontal cleave around the way like a whirlwind, and you cut this person down. As you do, the look in their eyes is one of worry and concern. Like, you almost get the sense that they are sorry.
I just turn towards Gregor and say, "Go! Now!"
But you cut them down. Gregor, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'm not moving.
Okay. Gregor immediately leaps over the corpse of this newly felled foe. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. And then he's going to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there. He is then going to use his bonus action to try and shield bash this thing. Oh no, wait, he's greatsword, isn't he?
Yep.
So he is instead going to. He is going to use his bonus action to rally Arturius. Arturius, you gain a D4 to your next attack roll or damage roll before the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Next up. This one tries to muscle round this guard who takes an attack of opportunity. And hits! Guards aren't pointless.
He's getting a promotion.
He does decent damage as well. Oh no, wait, sorry, it's 2d6, isn't it? It was better on the d8. I'll do the d8 anyway because that's more fun. 7 plus 3, so he takes 10 damage from this person as they run past. 10. And they try to cast a spell at one of these creatures.
Hold on, they tried to cast a spell at the creatures. Sneaky track, guys.
The spell unfortunately fails. You see them try, but there's a shattering of the reality in front of this creature as it slowly molds back together. She shouts over. Hang on, I want to get this name right. Where is it? Albaz! There's no time! It's too late! Get him to the doors! The maze is the only safe place now! Next, this person lying prone on the ground looks over, nods at the other one, and then misty steps next to the Tristan and grabs Tristan by each shoulder, just like by the lapels of his armor, by his pauldrons. Grabs it, and you see his eyes close and then open a brilliant white. Next are the Crown's Guards. This one's going to turn and try and attack this guy again. Again hits. And again gets the same amount of damage. Another 10 points of damage to that one. The second Crown's Guard is going to see there's not a lot of room in the melee ahead and is going to 5, 10, 15, 20 to there. Take an attack against this guy. Gets a natural 1. There we go. Back on form. Okay. This one is dead. Lysara, you're up.
Muted. Okay, things are getting quite crowded around here. I am going to...
Oh, raided with the party of 8 Roll Together RPG. Thanks again. Love you guys.
Thanks, Roll Together.
I think, yeah, I'm going to attempt to... Are they still floating, did you say? Or have they
They
come
have
down
descended.
to-
They're floating roughly around a foot off the ground.
Okay.
A foot.
All right,
maybe 2
in which case I'll be at disadvantage if I try to do that. So I am going to Mind Sliver.
Nice.
Nice.
At
Love that
this
spell.
one above me here. So I need an intelligence saving throw, DC 14.
Okay, they got more than that.
Well, nothing happens then.
You see, as this mind sliver, you try to. What does mind sliver do? What does that look like to you?
I think the way I'm seeing it, just because apparently everything I'm doing is frost themed.
Love that. Ice Queen.
Ice Queen. She pulls from her mind just this strand which crystallizes into like a little tiny little, almost like a needle made of ice
Mm-hmm.
that just into like what attempts to like penetrate the side of this thing's ever moving and fluctuating, like where she'd assume the brain and the head would be.
Sure, where you would assume.
Yeah.
Okay, but unfortunately, similar to what happened a few moments ago, it cracks the air around this entity, but does not appear to reach it as the cracks in the air begin to reform around it.
Okay, bonus action. I'm going to re-up Sanctuary.
Yeah,
Okay.
sick.
Okay. So
That's
that's
a
on.
cantrip spell. So.
It's a cantrip, and it's not. Okay, so that's again on. What can I use for? I'll give a little love heart because everyone loves Tristan. Okay. Okay. Is that one dead? No, that one's not dead. This one's fighting. So this one continues to fight with the Crown's Guard. Natural 20. It's not looking good for the Crown's Guard.
Oh my god!
Okay, so that's 18 points of damage to the Crown's Guard.
Oof.
And on the first strike.
Yeah.
And then you see he tries to turn and run. He runs towards the window. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, just gets to the window. Crown's Guard's going to take attack of opportunity. Gets a 2. Okay. Next up, at the top of initiative, these ones, once again, are going to try to continue what they're doing to Tristan. So it's a wisdom save with Sanctuary, is it?
Yeah.
First one, which is the one on the right closest to you, got an 11.
Fail. So it has to choose another target or it loses its attack.
Okay. Second one got a 17.
That goes through.
So same thing is occurring again. This one is still focused on Tristan. This one is not. It's going to take an attack against you. 2 attacks, sorry. First one is a 10 to hit.
Miss.
Second attack is a dirty 20.
Shield.
Shield.
Takes my AC to 22 because I've got Shield of Faith.
Hell fucking yes. Hell fucking yes. Okay. The other one is going to continue what it's doing. And then Sanctuary doesn't give Tristan any bonuses, does it? That was Bless. Or protection from good and evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing that gave it disadvantage.
Okay, you see Tristan begins to convulse, and then the eyes flicker once more. He says, "Open the book! Open the book!" And then his eyes go white again. The guy who's currently clasping his shoulders turns, says, "Demira, we have to go!" She goes, "Just do it!" Strathform. Doran. Strathford, you're up.
Okay, so
Oh, sorry. No, wait, there was one thing I'm forgetting. And this is very important.
you do this always on my turn. Doran, it's your turn. No, Doran, it's your turn. No.
In amongst this chaos, in this memory that we are inhabiting right now, things begin to become blurred. Because this is something that Arturius has struggled to get his head around. The flash of this memory has not quite solidified in his mind until this moment. From the area above all of this happening, another entity comes through.
What is that?
Similar in its form to the other two, but this one much more smoothly armored, much more uniform, its spikes sharper and less gnarled, almost shining rather than wrought iron. Like scale, but still metallic and sharp. I need everyone currently on the stage. So that's everyone except Amira. To make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
It's okay.
Okay. I got a 4.
Okay, you are frightened.
18.
You are frightened.
22.
Arturius, you are not frightened. However, something's going on. This focus almost feels compelled by you through the gods and your connection to them, and this war focus that you have. You can feel the tendrils of terror trying to creep into your brain, but in your one-mindedness, you are able to focus. The rest of you are frightened. And, Gregor is frightened. And so is everyone else. Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, everyone else is frightened, apart from Arturius in this moment. Now, Dorin, you may go.
Right.
So just
for
before your turn,
clarification-
Doran, I'd
Oh, fuck you all. There you go.
Sorry, I nearly forgot.
Right. Just for clarification, frightened. Can I move towards them?
No,
no.
No.
you cannot willingly move towards the creature you are frightened of.
Oh fuck. Doran. The fuck is that? She she shouts out and is going to move around. Is that allowed?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
You can like sidestep, you just can't go
Yeah, you just
towards.
can't gain ground.
And confused over the last couple of sort of actions that they've been taking, he's going to hold, like he's visibly shaking, but he's going to hold a blade. He's like facing towards the entity. That's what we're calling it. But hold a blade to this roguish-looking guy's face, like neck.
Okay.
And he's going to say, "Are you with them or with us?"
They just look back at you and they say, "You need to let us take him."
Unsure about what he's supposed to do. Artorius! I mean, sir! What am I supposed to do?
Arturius, you hear this, but you only the periphery of that sentence that the other person just said is not what your mind is focused on right now.
I'm going to hold an action that if they attack anyone on our side, I am going to slit their throat. So I've got the blade to their throat, and if they move to attack anyone, I will slit their throat.
Okay. Arturius.
Looking down at the individual that has their hands on Tristan, hearing that they need to get him to the safe place, I look down at them. If we can trust you, and I will pull my chain off and toss it to them. Make it be so. And I will step up and push myself to the top of the throne, and I will launch myself up to the second story with my blade behind me at the big creature and attempt to attack them. I'm bolting up towards the glowing individual.
You pass off your holy symbol to this strange, blue-skinned, red-eyed, now white-eyed individual clasping at Tristan's shoulders. As you jump, you see for just a moment the eyes of Tristan flicker, his pupils return and lock with yours before rolling back once more. Several things at this point happen simultaneously. You reach up barrel up into the sky, jumping almost 10 feet into the air as your greatsword comes down. This creature's head, first looking at Tristan, rises to meet yours. And then two of the arms reach out to slash at your face. At the same time, there is a from the room where Tristan and this creature are, this wave of psionic energy. And with this slash, your vision goes dark. Arthur. Arthur. Arthur, he's not waking up. He's not responding. There must be more you can do. The temples have done what they can, but his connection to the gods is not what it once was. His body rejects their blessings, even as he lays dying. Our healing can only provide what the gods allow. Arthur, can you hear me? Move your hand if you can hear me. You start to hear these voices come more into focus as you feel your body laying upon a bed. You try to open your eyes, but it's just darkness. As you strain your eyelids and eyebrows to see, you hear a gasp from Evangelina. Oh, God! There must be something you can do. I'm afraid this we cannot heal. This wound is strange and not of this world. Oh, God. Arturius Montague, can you hear me? Please move. Move something.
Tristan.
Oh, Arturius, you feel the weight of your wife as she falls atop you and wraps her arms around your neck, pulling you upwards away from the bed, but you still cannot see. It's okay. You're alive.
Boy. The boy.
He's gone, Arthur. He's gone. He's gone.
The pain of that strikes Artorius harder than 1,000 blades. His heart feels like it cracks into tiny little pieces. And at that moment, the first time in Arthur's life, he yearns for the sweet embrace of the beyond. He yearns for something to just drag him down into the fiery depths of the plains of hell, where he feels he deserves to be.
For the next 2 days, you are bedridden. At first to heal, but then you feel yourself useless. Without even your sight, how can you protect anyone? And so, even once healed enough to move, you remain in your bed. One evening, there's a knock at the door. One moment. Stay there, Arthur. It's okay. I'll get it. Lysara. Oh, thank goodness you're okay.
Just about. I wanted to see how he was doing.
Of course. Lysara, the king has been in grieving, as one should expect. He has not taken any audience until today. He has requested that you go and retrieve Arturius Coriolanus Montague III from his chambers. He's doing better. He's eating again. Oh God, he'll be fine.
He will.
Right?
He will. That, and you know it more than me, is one of the fiercest, strong-hearted individuals there is. If anybody is going to make their way back from this, it's him.
I know you're right. I know you're right. Oh God! And Lysara, she walks out of the room.
I head towards the bed, and I kind of... Sir Arthurius Montague what is your name? Coriolanus?
Coriolanus Montague. That's it, yeah.
Oh, the third.
Yeah.
I understand that you were probably not wanting any audiences right now, but there is somebody whose audience you are requested at. The king, he wishes to see you.
Kind of sit up in the bed, swing my legs over. I expected this sooner. Well, we mustn't keep the king waiting.
No. Arthur. I'm sorry. I was trying all I could to keep him safe.
I raise my hand and place it on your shoulder. Fault was not with you.
But the burden does not fall on you alone.
That is my charge. Unfortunately, Sarah, you are right about a lot of things, but this, you are not. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to find it rather difficult to make my way through these halls. Would you mind?
Of course.
Doran, you standing in the doorway seem it more appropriate that you offer this assistance to your captain.
As soon as he says that, Doran steps forward. Sir, let me.
Thank you, Doran.
Places his hand on his shoulder.
You begin to be led, sightless, through the palace. Even having walked these halls 1,000 times, the turns, the steps, the stones feel unfamiliar to you, and you feel unwelcome upon them.
Silence is almost deafening to him, but he kind of welcomes that. In a way. But as we get closer to our destination, just kind of squeeze Doran's shoulder a little bit in a reassuring way.
What's there, sir?
As you are approaching the King's Hall, you begin to hear footsteps approaching towards you at a slightly off cadence, as if coming from someone who is limping. The rest of you see the person whose name I always forget. Amira approaching on a crutch in hospital gown.
Sir?
Yeah.
Gregor didn't make it. I'm sorry. After you fell, he attacked the creature and he was torn to shreds.
You see that Artorius kind of falters a bit. Dumb cunt. Well, he'll be holding a flagon for me when I see him next. Make sure you send his remains back to Evercrest, to his family.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I always thought it would be me that ended up killing him.
You guys now approach.
Just before we do,
Go ahead.
I kind of turn Doran ever so slightly and goes, guess that makes you second in command, Doran.
Oh, sir,
We'll take this honour and this charge as it is given, and do your duty to the best of your ability. Protect the throne, and keep true to your honour and your vows to this kingdom. You understand me, Captain?
he nods and then immediately catches himself and goes, "Yes, sir." And the rest of them can see him. He's just got a little bit of a tear going on. It's just like, "Yes, sir. I will do my best."
Good. And you, Lieutenant, get your rest. Doran will need your aid in the days to come. Stick together through everything that comes next. The king is going to need loyal subjects.
Mira slams her chest and very loudly stands in attention.
A familiar sound to your ears, Artorius. You don't need eyes to know what that was.
Right? Here goes.
The 4 guards flanking either side of the door, and then the 2 closest to the door step forwards and push the double doors open into the King's Hall.
Just before Doran and Amira step in, I stop them both. Just go. Massaro, you mind helping me the rest of the way? You two don't need to see what happens next.
Of course.
If you're sure.
Yes, sir.
Been an honour.
And he takes his hand. He's very gentle, even though he's got really rough, calloused hands. He's really gentle and kind of just places it on Hans' character's hand.
You guys begin to walk into the King's Hall, and the 2 of you outside watch as Artorius, Coriolanus, Montague III, your captain, steps within. As the doors begin to close, you see he takes his weight off of Lysara and awkwardly at first begins to walk forwards of his own volition, on his own strength, what is left of it, as the doors close. Within the King's Hall, there is a heated exchange occurring. You recognize 2 of the voices, Artorius. One is that of the Valvarian Crown Sentinel, Sir Reynard. The other of your king. And one other voice you do not recognize, which says, "The king sends his personal condolences and assurances. Valvaris had nothing to do with this assault. We will give every possible assistance in finding out how these people were able to stow aboard one of our starships. It is completely outside protocol." "That's correct, sir. Your Grace. I will see to it personally that the Crown Sentinels and the Crown Service of Valvaris investigate these matters at the highest priority and with all of our available resources." "You've done enough here, my son." "Is this what I get for parlaying with the powers of Aerilon? Is this what I get for expanding an open hand to other kingdoms? There will be no further parley. Tell your king I graciously accept his assistance. But I will handle things myself. Thank you." "Your Grace. Your Grace." "Artorius! Step forward."
With all his might, stands at attention. But, Lysara, you see that for the first time ever, you see Artorius give a very slight shudder. "Sir, my Grace, I hold and take full responsibility on my own head. I ask that..."
"Enough! We have all suffered greatly these days, my dear Artorius. The rest of you leave us. My liege. We hope to hear from you again, good King Kalen. And once again, leave us. I will send word to your king when the time is appropriate. Of course, my liege." You hear the footsteps of them leaving, one of which falters and pauses for a moment before continuing out the door. Footsteps you recognize to be Lysara's. The doors "Look at us, Artorius. You, a first hand without a prince, and I, a sovereign without an heir. This is the greatest insult to my kingdom and my rule. How could this happen?"
Believe me, sir, I will do everything in my power to find an answer to that question.
As you know, your father was my first hand. And for the sake of his name and the title you now carry, I do not wish to see dishonor brought to your house. What is it that the subjects call you, Sir Montague?
Calamity of a name, sir. One I wish not to speak the word of.
But your king ordains that you speak it now.
You call me Reaper, Your Grace.
Reaper. And what vengeance you shall reap. I do not wish to bring dishonor to your house, Artorias, as I mentioned. But you have failed me. You have failed me. No. Should you request it of me, I will grant you leave to pursue those who have tarnished your honor and the honor of your father. Reaper, do what is your namesake. Find those responsible. Go to Valvaris.
Sir.
Seek out the roots of this plot, whomever it may be. Find them. Find who killed my son, who destroyed my kingdom's legacy and our future.
Your Grace, I will do whatever is in my power to do exactly that, but may I make a suggestion?
A bold suggestion it must be. You are not in any position to command me at this time.
For the sake of your house and my family, and your namesake, this cannot look as a pardon, sir. You must cast me out of this city, this region, and this kingdom.
It is anything but a pardon, Artorias.
You must denounce me, sir. For all those watching.
In time. But let me be clear. You are not to return to Lucis without the heads of those who killed your prince. Only then can you restore your honor and duty as first hand. If there is a kingdom to return to.
I drop down to one knee in front of the king. As you wish, Your Grace. But
off of your knees, Arthur. You are my subject. No more. Leave.
Forgive me, Grace. I just turn and pouring down the fingers of each hand are little trickles of blood, where my fingers have embedded into the palm of my hand, causing them to bleed. Both fists shaking as I walked out of the hall towards the main door.
Okay. As you're leaving. Arthur! Remember this. There can be no forgiveness.
There won't fucking be any.
As you kind of like step out of the doorway, Lysara, who's kind of just been waiting, knowing full well what was about to happen, kind of touches you on the arm gently, and then in your hand, kind of as though to shake you, like give you a shake, kind of like farewell almost. Cushioned in her palm is an orb. The orb that fell from the orcish individual after the fight.
Jury.
And then just kind of clench that in your fist.
Kind of lean in. Valvaris, Lysara. Heading to Valvaris. I won't be returning, but if you find anything, that's where I'll be.
I will keep an ear out. It's been a pleasure.
Stay safe, Lysara. Thank you.
The following day, after having attended to your final business in the city of Lucis, you feel the unfamiliar for a very long time wooden planks of the Royal Sky Dock creaking beneath your feet, along with many other foots and harbour noises of the Valvarian ships being loaded.
Was that the noise of the crowd or the ships? I just wanna.
Yeah, no, that's the no, go on, throw me the rope, go on, tie it down there, all that stuff.
Is it fucking weird shit, dude?
You are being led by the arm by Evangelina across the wooden boards. The voice of Serenard whispering words of encouragement into your ear any moment that she is distracted. We're gonna get you fixed up, pal. Don't worry. I'm gonna do everything I can to help you get to the bottom of this. You have my word, my oath. Not on my watch.
You're a good man, Serenard. But what happens next doesn't call for good men.
Despite all the audible stimuli around you, the shouts, the creaks of ropes and chains, your vision is nothing but a deep black chasm of loss. You feel yourself led to a cabin and sat on a bed. I'll go meet the captain, shall I? And find out how long the journey will be. Arturius, are you sure about this? We can still go home. We can leave the palace behind.
No. We can't. I'm sorry, my dear, but we can't return there. King has forbidden it.
I see.
We'll settle.
And I will stay by your side.
We'll start a new life together and put all this behind us. We'll get a nice house somewhere, nice easy jobs.
Oh, God.
We'll survive. And we'll start afresh. We'll start a new life.
We can do a little more than survive, Arturius.
You've always said you liked the sound of Valvaris and that you always wanted to visit. Well, that could just be the first stop of many.
Okay. I'll check with the captain how long I'll be gone. How long we'll be at Skye. I love you, Arturius. You're the bravest man I know.
Don't return
the footsteps walk away. After a few minutes, you begin to hear Valvarian sky sailors approaching your room. Sir Coriolanus, Sir Arturius, Coriolanus.
Yeah, you're butchering it.
That is it. Your luggage, sir. He's in here. He's in here.
Luggage?
You begin to hear chests of things being brought into the room. You suspect a lot of your wife's
I
possessions.
was going to say, after the third one, I've probably gone, oh, for fuck.
You hear the dragging and placing of these chests. All your worldly possessions that in the moment seem so meaningless to you. Until, as the final chest is carelessly placed down, you hear the lid pop open. The final footsteps leave the room. And you see, in the periphery of your senses, a visible glow. Small. You turn your head as if to look at it without eyes, and the glow moves to the center of your vision.
I stand half steps, hands kind of out until I feel the chest.
You feel the chest, and you raise where you feel the lid to be, and now, fairly clearly, you can see the glowing symbol of Thornak atop the other things within this chest. It's the only thing you can see amongst pitch darkness.
I reach my hand towards whatever is glowing to grasp at it.
You grasp it, and as you do, like webs from within your hand, stretching around the room, you begin to see a faint sense of your spatial surroundings, and you feel the symbol of Thornak warm in your hand. You look around, you see the portals of your cabin. You turn back, you see the rough outline of your bed. You look down at the symbol of Thornak, the crossed swords on a shield. And then you stare forward into the middle distance. Purpose. Anger. Vengeance. Duty. Tristan. And you swear you hear Arthur. Help me!
I reach into the chest and pick up whatever cloth object is on top. Tear it. Raise it. Wrap around my eyes on the back of my head and... Time to go to work.
Present day. Well, fuck me. One thing I have to check with you, Arthur, and my condolences, of course. The small one with the hazel eyes and the funny walk. The one who was casting spells, you said, shocking people.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure that's what they said?
For the longest time, Regent, I put that in a box and buried it. But yes, that is exactly what they said. See, the funny thing is about losing your eyesight, Regent, is the last thing that you see and experience is often the strongest memory you'll ever have.
I don't care to ever find out, to be honest with you. Sounds like a fucking nightmare. Get him to the doors. The maze is the only safe place now. It can't be. It
What
can't be.
is the book, Regent?
Artemis has got a door. Tristan had a book. Everyone's different. They were calling out to him, Arthur. He thought they were gods, but with the help of Lysara, we were able to identify differently.
You know Lysara?
Not directly, but through a number of proxies. Like I said, this situation isn't contained to Valvaris, as you now will well know. But it can't be her. They couldn't have gone to her. I'd know. I need to check some things. I appreciate you sharing this story with me, Arturius. Mustn't have been easy.
Well, I hope you know one thing.
What's that?
Usually where the Reaper goes, death follows, Regent. I'm not going to stop until I have my justice.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
As long as we're clear. Oh. The Reaper thing. Not something I usually like to hear. But it means I can use it to put the fear that it drives into the heart of me into others. So be it.
Well, from the events of this morning, I'd say you're already ruffling a few feathers around here, so a threatening moniker couldn't go amiss. Might bring some other roaches out of the woodwork, eh? Now, you've got a case to be getting to, and I'm sure those others are getting on fine without you, but you might want to catch up, eh?
Oh, and for making me relive that, my next therapy session is being covered by you.
Therapy doesn't work, mate. I've tried many times.
Do you go to the same total? The guy just doesn't talk. Like, it's all one side. I kind of like turn towards the door, like muttering to myself. Like, as I get to the door, I just kind of like go to slam and just kind of like lean back in and go, wherever's needed, Regent. Just point me in a direction.
You're needed right where you are, mate.
Shut the door.
That is where we're going to finish today's episode.
I loved that so much.
Yeah, so first flashback episode of the campaign, guys. There may be more of those coming. We hope you enjoyed it. But yes, so we know a lot more about how Arturius came to be the man he is today.
Yeah.
How is that going to inform the rest of this group's investigations as they try and find out what the fuck is going on in Valvaris and what the fuck is going on in the entire cosmos? What are these things? Where are they coming from? What do they want? Tune in next time for another episode of Aerilon, Sins of the Peacekeeper to find out a little bit more. We'll be back with our usual party that you know and love, continuing their jaunt through this noir adventure. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, guys, for playing in that one. That was incredible to witness from you guys. The falling into these new characters was really refreshing and really impressive to see. You all did amazing.
Thank you for DMing
That was
it.
so much fun.
So
And
good.
just before we go, if you are in the northwest of England on Saturday and you do want to come and watch us live, Preston Fantasy and Gaming Convention is £6.50, is door entry for adults, and I think it's free for kids. 53 degrees north in Preston. Come down on Saturday. We're doing a live show. It's going to be amazing.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, guys. Catch us again either on the weekend or Tuesday next week, 6 p.m. We hope to see you there. And that's Tales on Tap out.
Bye!
Bye!
I need therapy now.